Okay. The start of classes ended the relaxed, free days of summer. It didn't take long for you to get back into the swing of school year. Routine, schedules, and homework became the new normal. Derek wasn't around nearly as much with school and after-school activities. There weren't many opportunities for him to take the trip out to your neighborhood. I woke up and my mom asked me what I wanted for lunch. Okay, well now we know how your day is going. Wow. That sucks. I feel like time changes shouldn't need to happen. Like, daylight savings, who? Why do we have that? I don't understand. Sometimes you'd hear he was at a training camp or something like that, but you weren't always sure what he was up to. Why was Derek at a training camp? What the frick was he training for? The army? Is there a war happening in this game too that none of us know about? What the frizzle whiz? Okay, did we keep in touch with him or did we lose contact? Sorry, cars are screaming outside. How's the sound, Zazzy? Does it sound okay to you? Can you hear the game? I feel like Derek said he wanted to stay friends, so maybe we try, but realistically, I kind of feel like we'd lose contact. I hate it so much. Before in the UK, probably a few decades ago, wartime maybe, it was at 2-hour jump rather than 1. Good morning, Kat! How are you doing? Welcome, welcome. Do you know anything about our life? Should I do a recap for you? Sounds good? Okay. Perfect. Thanks, Azzy. How is your weekend, Kat? Working on paper still or tired? And you know nothing? Okay. Well, how do I even explain? Okay, hold on. We should, oh. Alright, so did we keep in touch with Derek or did we lose touch? I feel like we probably lost touch with him. We're kids. Kids aren't really notoriously good at keeping in touch. The Jeremy kid did disappear after that summer, that's the bully, and no one ever heard from him again. Where he went or what he might be up to was a mystery. We saw more of Miranda around. Since you had hung out with her on her birthday, she had opened up to you. The two of you talked regularly. She was the same towards Cove. After a while, all three of you developed a real friendship together. More summers came and went like waves on the shore and coming in and out. In your second year of high school, someone new started to visit Sunset Bird, a sunny girl named Terry Brooke. She was a friend Cove made. Cove! Due to them both being ocean obsessed. Oh, that makes sense. I hope you have a wonderful friendship, Cove. Terry was more than glad to befriend you too. Someone close to Cove had to be good company, she felt. You were pleased to get along with her as well. Terry! Funnily enough, Terry was also extremely tight with Miranda, who she had known for even longer than Cove. The four of you were able to create a small friend circle. That's so cute! We have friends! Besides Cove! That's a first! Oh yeah, Kat, the character that I'm playing tonight is my gnome one that I made on the Sims stream last weekend. So, if you remember that character, that's the one I'm playing tonight. Sorry, I just have to eat my cinnamon bun. Alright. Casper, what are you doing? Okay. As your home life, the Birdies also had developments. Changing laws and public perception countrywide made it possible for your moms to openly wear their wedding rings without question. Yay! Our moms can now officially be married everywhere they go. Yeah, well, they already were, but you know what I mean. Though you had a wedding years ago, it was only recently that the union was officially recognized everywhere in the US. That was a good day, to say the least. I'm gonna cry. Elizabeth came into her own and stopped being quite as irritable. She no longer worried about perceived childness as she grew up for real. She didn't even mind it being called Lizzie again, although most people use Liz. She eventually graduated high school and moved out to attend a college in another state. Oh yeah, Kat, we have 2 moms. And they're gorgeous. Yeah, we have lesbian moms. Well, actually, they're not both lesbians. I believe one's a lesbian and one might be bi. That came out in a conversation we had with them. Now your streams all the time. I'm just stressed due to chemo withdrawal since I quit vaping. Hey, I'm proud of you, Chip. That is really, really, really hard. And good for you. And good for you for sticking with it. So I'm super proud of you for that. I can't wait till you get to see our mom's cat. Just wait. It was a lot for you to adjust to your older sister being gone. Liz never let you forget her role in your life, though, and kept in touch. Cove's relationship with his family improved over the years. Kira visited several times after that summer, and things became easier between the two of you. He was also closer with his dad than ever before. You knew they talked more, and that helped prevent a lot of the friction before it could start. However, Cove grew into someone no one would call social. He kept to himself usually. He cared for the few connections he did have, but didn't reach outside them. Outdoor and physical activities still had his heart and his body. And his body! What the frick? By this point, he had developed real skills. Many people thought he had what it took to become a pro. Damn, Cove! Did we change Cove? I don't think we did anything to Cove. Maybe we did and I forgot to change his physical stuff. I don't know. Things had shifted between you and Cove, but in a way that most couldn't see. After all, this time, he wasn't just your neighbor. He wasn't only your friend or even a guy you were interested in. You were in love with him. You loved Cove. You knew that fact for certain. There was no one else you held those feelings for. That's so cute. It was strange to look back on it all. The future faded into your present, and then it was simply the past. Even the most fundamental parts of your life couldn't last forever. You felt that most pointedly the day you inevitably graduated high school. Whoa, I can't read. It was over and you would not be going back ever again. From now on, what came next was your choice. You would be directing your own life. That was where you were currently. The summer after school had ended. The first summer of true freedom. What used to be reprieve from the typical was now going to be your first step into adulthood. Okay, here we go. One fine summer morning, you took in what had become a very special scene, the whole family having a meal together. Elizabeth is so pretty! Your big sister Liz still hadn't lived at home full-time for a couple years, but she arrived last week to spend the season here since it was an off semester for her. She graduated to make sure she was in town because you had now also graduated high school, so who knew how much rarer these moments would become in the future? You watched on as Liz laughed good-naturedly over a comment Mom made. Her Elizabeth-only mindset had only been a phrase. Nearly any nickname was welcomed at this point in her life. Strangely, even though she'd moved away, you lately felt closer to her than you had in a long time. You idly scooped up more of your breakfast and chewed absent-mindedly. Ooh, we get to pick what we are. You were a vegetarian, you were a vegan, you were a pescatarian, you were a proletarian. What's a proletarian? You were a picky eater. You generally ate whatever. As of yesterday, I've been clean of it for a week, so that's a big deal, and thank you, it means a lot. A week is a long time. That is awesome, Chip. That is good for you. I'm so proud of you. I think we were vegetarians last time, so we could just stick with that. I don't think it matters that much. A proletarian is someone who eats poultry but not red or meat or pork products. Oh. Then I feel like I've been a proletarian most of my life. I didn't realize that was a thing. Okay, well, let's do that. And the meal you had reflected that. Your moms are happy to make food that fit your needs, along with dishes for themselves that didn't, though you often made your own food nowadays. But it wasn't only you who had a diet that excluded certain things, as Liz had been a vegetarian for a while. Liz, they're our mom's cat! That's our moms. They're so pretty. Oh my god, they've aged. Our moms look so much older, but like in a beautiful way, you know? Me neither till I Google. Conversation had gone on idly without you fully taking in the words until your ears were piqued when Ma started on a bit of town gossip. Uh-huh. And so that's how I heard the news. All right. Now stop burying the lead and tell us, what is this so-called news? Ma giggled as she cast a look across the table, satisfied that she had everyone's attention. Well, it turns out that Donald's won't be renting out the condo up the street as per Sunset Bird tradition for the first time in what must be nearly 2 decades. A chorus of and shocked expressions were had all around. After the initial shock, your eyebrows pinched. Mom may consider them by name, but you and Liz always viewed them exclusively as the mean old couple who had yelled at anyone under 25 who crossed their paths. Your Ma continued on with her story. By the way, this is Ma and this is Mom, in case you're confused. I don't know if you could see my mouse, actually. The one on the left is Ma, and the one on the right is Mom. Hi, Momo! How are you, friend? How is life? Alright. Your Ma continued on with the story, spreading strawberry jam over a piece of toast as she did so. They've decided not to take big trips anymore. Oh, hold on. My brain be crunchy, but I'm working on it. They've decided not to take big trips.
Avenger, penso. Oddio, non riesco più a dirlo, vabbè.
My boyfriend just left my house, so I'm a little sad.
È punto esclamativo vola.
I'm good. I'm sorry that you're feeling a little sad.
In alto. In donazioni, sub e bleeding, in bits e zen.
I love watching clips of people.
Ciao Blaze, grazie mille per l'host.
Cat! What the heck? Thank you, Cat. Thank you for subscribing. I'm sorry you're feeling sad about your boyfriend, Momo. I hope that you're gonna be able to see him soon. Or has it been a while since you've been able to see him? I love you, Cat. Gosh. Also, are we playing tomorrow? Because I miss playing. Oh my god, who said take it away? Was my face there? Yeah, my shoutouts now play clips. So. Yes, okay, perfect. I'm excited for us to all die in the Underdark. I'm working on it right now. This is a good thing to do things with. I'm a big fan of that for you. Okay. I'm easily distracted. Friends and family will be visiting them at their home. Wait, what was Liz's voice? I made her so sassy as a teenager, but I feel like she would be much calmer now. That's nice for them. Then have a good summer. Mean grandparents with no grandkids away from us. It's kind of sad they can't travel anywhere. I hope they're still okay even if they are mean. My thoughts exactly. Finally, they can piss off. Yes, you didn't have to. Oh, by the way, rules of playing this. If you have strong feelings about anything, then let me know and we'll decide together. Usually I move pretty quick through decisions, just to keep things moving. But if it's like a big one about interactions with Cove or things like that, I will wait to get feedback. Okay, I'm just gonna say my thoughts exactly. Be nice, kids. You don't want to end up like them, do you? You and your sister cracks smiles at the joke. I'm a pescatarian for most parts. Now I feel I mean the most. I have chicken, but yeah. Okay. That makes sense. I keep switching what I do. I was a vegetarian for a while, and then I was I guess a proletarian, because I don't eat red meat often, or ever really. And then I had iron deficiency, so I started eating red meat again. So I'm all over the place. Not that red meat really adds that much iron. I feel like that's a lie. Well, at least they won't be here to yell at my children anymore. Lonnie! And that blunt comment got laughter from all three of you. Engrossed in conversation once more, you continued to chat with your family until the meal was over. Step 3. Third time's the charm! As it went once the food was eaten, the cleaned up had to be done. Liz took the role of washing the dishes and passed them to you for drying and putting away. You had a set of cups in front of you that needed to go on the top shelf of the cabinet. Oh, are we tall or short? We were very short, I believe. It was effortless to do. You were very tall. The task was pretty straightforward for you. You were tall. You had to stretch, but it was doable. You were an average height. It was a struggle to get them up without a step stool. You were short. A stepping stool was mandatory for you. You were very short. Make them tall? Okay. Because we were like very, very short in step 2. So I feel like it'd be very funny if we were suddenly super tall. So, okay, Kat, should we do you were tall or you were very tall? What should we be? I love that we get to decide all this. Oh, Kat, the other really exciting thing about this game, last time we were on stream with it, we got to decide our sexuality, which was the coolest thing I've ever experienced in my entire life. And it had like almost every single option in the spectrum, which was just so good. Just tall, okay. It was pretty incredible how you'd gone from tiny to tall in the past few years. Your moms were astounded. Hey, reminder everyone, you're enough, you're valid, and you're worthy, and you can make it through whatever you're going through right now. You felt great about how things were. You hoped you might still grow more. You wished you had stopped growing earlier. You didn't think much about it. You didn't even know what to think about it. I feel like we wouldn't care that much. That part of yourself was never something you really figured out your thoughts on. Liz shook you out of your internal musing by starting up an impromptu conversation. She seemed to be voicing the thoughts that had been buzzing around in your own head. I have to say, going back to another semester this fall is pretty intimidating. You'd think after the first year or two I'd have a handle on things, but no. You still glanced at her, still placing cups in proper place. I guess it's only fair. My first round was pretty general classes, and year 1 of my architecture major was the basics. Now I feel serious. I have to actually know some things. The laugh she gave was flippantly airy, but the way she scrubbed at the plates held more force than necessary. I know you can handle it. I think it's really cool you want to be an architect. That does sound hard. You simply shrugged. You merely listened to her venting. I know, right, Kat? I feel like we would just listen. Hello, Forlissa Nixon. How do I say your name? Please help me. I really love this game. Me too. Welcome in, welcome in. We are in step 3, the very beginning right now. And we are a non-binary character named Devin, and I am absolutely obsessed with Cove. He's a little cinnamon bun, and we picked the love option for this step, so we'll see what happens. Also, we picked like medium initiation on Cove's end, so I don't know what that means, but that's what we ended up picking. I'm really glad you're here, and I'm glad you like this game too. You merely listened to her venting. I think it's good, right? There wasn't much you could add to it. Your older sister's mouth quirked into a small smile. Thank you, Kimi Coco, for contributing 2,000 to the Scare Me stream. Yay! Your older sister's mouth quirked into a small smile. It'll be fine, one way or another. Oh, but I'm not trying to scare you away from college, if that's even your plan. What's going on with that anyway? Do we get to pick? You had a solid plan set for a long time. You came to a firm conclusion recently. You had kind of a general idea. You absolutely no idea. You hadn't even let yourself think about it. It was too much. What's our plan? Alyssa. Okay, perfect. Well, welcome in, Alyssa. I'm happy you're here. And you're allowed to help me make decisions and help to steer the course of this ship. Just everyone here. All right. Here comes my cat. Hi, Casper. Can I help you?
How?
Thanks for the hi tips. I'm gonna say we have a general idea, I guess, because I don't really. You answered the question as best as you were able to, and willing to. Liz's smile grew more reassuring as you did. You made it through 12 years of full-time education already. You've got plenty going for you. Sometimes it still felt hard to believe your public schooling experience was over. In the end, you had graduated at the top of your class. You soared through with high marks. You had to work extremely hard, but were rewarded with great grades. You had been an average graduate. You struggled to reach the benchmarks, but made it. You didn't try hard, but made it regardless. I feel like in step 2, we had chosen that we had to work really hard for our grades. So we could just like stick with that path, I feel like. Because I also feel like that's fairly realistic, right? And you were going to miss it, and you felt satisfied leaving off there, and you wished you could have done better. And you were just glad it was truly behind you. Gosh, I remember graduating and being, like, scared of the future. I'm going to say we were going to miss it. It had been a fairly familiar and fulfilling part of your life. Liz picked up on the silence her question ended up creating. She decided it was time to make a closing statement on the topic.
You're a good kid.
Devin, do what's best for you, and we'll be here to back you up. Thanks. You're a good big sister. At that, Liz happily passed the final dish your way. She waved a soapy soaked hand as farewell and moved on to her next task for the cleanup job. You refocused on getting the last pieces put back where they belonged. You eventually moved on to a new chore, but that was interrupted by the sound of your cell phone. Let's have a silly novelty song. I love that. You casually picked it up from the table where you had placed it earlier. The phone was a couple years old at this point, having been a 16th birthday gift from your parents. Time to play one of my favorite games again, Okami. Have fun, Chip! I haven't heard of that game before. They decided which model to get, but you got to pick the color. It was... what color is our phone? I feel like we'd have a fun color. What color is Cove's hair? Turquoise? No, it's green, right? No. His eyes, though, are turquoise. We could get it the color of Cove's eyes. I'm doing it. And you had a special charm attached to it. Is that Cove's charm? Turquoise? Yes, Kat. We're on the same page. Which was... the shark keychain Cove bought you as a kid. Why is this game so cute? You were pleased when you finally had a prominent place to use the gift. The screen lit up as you gave the little device a swipe with one finger. You were informed by caller ID that it was Lee. You weren't surprised. Despite having busier and busier lives and not living in the same town, you still had a good relationship with your cousin of the same age. Now you always have Cove in your pants. Oh my god, Zazzy! Bonk! Especially once the miracle of both of you having your own phones actually happened. She got hers first, though. Tapping at the accept button, you answered her call. A familiar, bubbly voice came right through. Oh, I can't talk. Hi, Devin. So... I trust I'm not interrupting anything major. Only cleaning around the house. Oh. Then you're welcome for my call. A distraction from that must have been desperately needed. Our phone is so cute. What the frick? Yes, thank you, my dear cousin.
My pleasure.
It's my pleasure. She giggled and you could hear the jangling of jewelry she must be wearing. Nothing amazing is happening for me either. I'm bored and felt like chatting. My morning shift ended, so I'm free for the rest of the day. Woo! That's good. You were off from your part-time job today. You hadn't started working yet, so you couldn't relate. I feel like we probably have a job. We're young adults. Like you, Lee had started dipping her toes into the workforce as of late. Oh no! We also have a jail command if you need to send Zazzy to jail. It was straight up made for Zazzy and Darmo, so, and Buggy. So, there you go. It made keeping in touch frequently even more complicated, but you both managed. What about you? It's been pretty normal. Cool. That's you then. So, how's Mr. Cove Holden doing? Me, I want to know that too. There's a tease and vent in her tone. She was never willing to let you up on what was going on between the two of you. But the same name was incredibly familiar to your ears. Cove, your next-door neighbor for the past decade at this point. The two of you were close, that was all you could think of. He was your best friend, at least you hadn't admitted you felt more than that just yet. He was an important friend, but you secretly hoped he'd tell you how he felt more than that. You were in love with him, but didn't want to talk about that at this point in your life. But he was far more than just someone who lived on the same street. He was your boyfriend! What do we want to do? Oh my gosh, which one? Which one do we want, chat? Of course it was made for them both. Yeah, I know. Thank Thank you, Frenchie, for contributing 2,000 to the Create the Community Sim Challenge. Boyfriend? Should I do a poll? Should I do a poll real fast? Okay. Okay. Let's see. Question. What is Cove to us? BF? Bestie, we wait to confess? Okay, hopefully this makes sense. I'm gonna give a minute for it. Alright. Is she asking this? We get to decide right now. She's not asking. We're like deciding if what we're doing with Cove currently. Hopefully those made sense. That's just what my brain did right away, so. I know what I hope that y'all will pick, but I will go with whatever you pick. Ooh, nobody voted for the boyfriend cat. So far, anyways. Unless people pick Bessie's, we wait to confess for a different reason. Okay. Oh! Thank you for following, Alyssa! Welcome to the family. Where is the poll? Oh, you missed it. It was up at the top. It's usually the top of the chat. So Bessie's we're waiting to confess is the one that has 3 votes. The other one was In Love No Tell, so we're in love with him, but we didn't want to talk about it. Hi, Minty, how you doing? Welcome. Okay, so you were in love with him. So we were doing. Which one was it? Oh, You secretly hope he tell you he felt more than that. So we'll biffles and wait for him to confess. Going once. Going twice. This is the one that won the poll, so this is what we're doing. Cove was very special to you. You could only dream that it was mutual. You knew you wouldn't be able to tell him that, though. Maybe he would take the plunge. That's way too realistic. Are you even surviving without the boy being 10 feet away at all times? Or is everything right with the world again and he's back? No, Lee, he isn't here. Just like he wasn't here yesterday, or the last time you asked, or the time before that.
Sorry.
My bad. Can you blame me? Doesn't it seem like he would have made his grand return already? Plus, I want to visit soon. He needs to be there too. You could understand where she was coming from. This was certainly outside the norm. For the past couple of months, and the last few weeks especially, Cove had been going to his mom's place in Nevada. The two of you still regularly stayed in contact over texts and calls, but still, your mind began to drift back in time to all the prior trips he'd taken to visit her. Almost every year he'd have to go away for a while, and then he'd be back. It made you sad and lonely when it happened. You never minded it. It was kind of nice to get breaks from each other. You weren't a fan, but made do. It was shitty. It upset you, your younger self, worried about him leaving for good. Oh, that's sweet. How are you doing today, Minty? I feel like we'd be lonely without Cove. But we would make do, right? You weren't a fan, but made do. I feel like we would make do. We'd be lonely, but we would make do. You sent him letters the entire time he was away. Your mom's helped you ship care packages to him. Oh, that's sweet. He gave him special treasures to take with him before he left. You kept an eye on... Oops, I'm kicking my computer. Oh, no. You kept an eye on the house for him while he wasn't there. He was incapable of doing anything until he was back. Let's write him letters. That's kind of sweet. Cove made sure to mail some back to you, too. That's how it was in the past, but lately he had been trying to see her as much as he could before taking long trips to another state became too impractical to do. His part-time work could become full-time soon, or he could be moving somewhere else for school. Cove hadn't really been entirely clear what his plans after graduation. Cove was hesitant to speak on that, even with you. It couldn't be avoided forever, though. You both knew that.
Well,
Maybe you should switch this up to a non-Cove related topic? That works. The rest of the conversation rolled on. Not much longer, though. Lee had to go, and you needed to finish your responsibilities around the house. The both of you exchanged goodbyes, then you went back to what you'd been working on before the call came in. As you wrapped up the last of your chores, you were approached by Liz, wearing a cheeky smile. Liz is so pretty! I've got Mom's keys. Want to go out of this tiny town to do some shopping in the real city? Yeah! It's been way too long since I've gone anywhere exciting. Good. I'm driving. That was obvious. You didn't know how to drive. You were glad for that. You still just had a learner's permit. Even though you could drive too, it was her plan. She could do it if she wanted. Let's do that one. Go get your wallet and anything else. We're going now. With a nod, you made a quick detour to collect your stuff from your bedroom. You had money saved up from all the part-time work you'd done, as well as from the gifts you've received. After making sure you both were fully prepared for the long haul to the largest city in the surrounding area, you buckled into the car. It was a smooth ride there, with light conversations about what shops to stop at and the radio blasting. Liz controlled what was played, but she made sure to pick songs she knew you'd like. It was something the two of you had always done for each other. The trip there breezed by. Wait, okay, but important. When's Cove gonna show up? I want my boy! Well, it felt like no time. You had gone from cruising down the road to cruising through the mall. Liz had her interests to check out, and you yours. Your hobbies and skills were still the ones you developed when you were younger. I do not know what we did when we were younger, so let's get into new things. You like to read comic books, yes, and manga, and fiction novels. Oh, we're a gamer. We're a gamer for sure. Video games, board games, you name it. Sports. I'm not a sports person, so I don't know enough about sports to pick that one. We liked looking for she cells and walking and surfing and swimming and building sandcastles. We live on a frickin' beach. Ooh. Let's listen to music and oh my god, we should play the drums. You play the drums. And I enjoyed learning new things. We like to watch all things. Art. Are we all artists? I feel like maybe painting and drawing. Ooh, we could be writers. This is me living out my fantasy of the skills I don't have right now. Let me just tell you that. Yeah. When turning a corner down a new length of the mall, your eyes caught on a little gift store. Your friends and family had recently given you many presents for graduating high school. You realized you wanted to get a graduation gift yourself to give to Cove. You had a gift of your own ready to give to Cove when the chance came. You really appreciated what you had gotten. What happens if I choose this one? You already had a gift. I'm gonna choose that one. It was something you had known you wanted to do, and you were looking forward to seeing his reaction. Graduation may have already come and gone, but Cove wasn't really around, so you had to wait. Eventually, the mall was explored in full, with every shop of note being checked over. Rather than going home, you decide to walk to some smaller stores nearby. Liz made many thoughts on that topic.
So?
Honestly, malls are not a bastion of society. Even smaller stores require extra distance. The brands are so much more. Then your sister abruptly stopped speaking and walking right in the middle of the path. It was a good thing no one was behind her. She seemed to entirely shut off for a moment. Liz? The attempt to catch her attention was unsuccessful. Something else had all her focus. Before you could puzzle out what might be happening, she began to mumble out of the corner of her mouth. Devin, don't draw attention, but look! What? With a harsh whisper and a subtle jerk of her head, she urged you once more.
Hey!
Look! You followed her gaze as best you could to a large bunch of colorful teens strolling down the same path. Okay? You faced back over to your sister with a confused expression and an unspoken question. What were you supposed to be seeing there? Devin, doesn't one of them seem familiar? Is it Cove? She was practically bouncing at this point, so you looked at the group over again, and this time you saw what she was seeing. Shiloh! Amongst the collection of strangers with brown hair, gray eyes, and lots of freckles. That's Shiloh, our Shiloh, from when we were kids. Yep, that was definitely him. I can't believe it. He's honestly just there. That's hilarious. That's incredible. Ugh, but how do we talk to him? We'd have to pull him away from all those other people, and what if I'm wrong? Your mouth opened to reply, but she cut it off with her own answer to the question. I've got it. I'll shout the name Shiloh, and then we can act like it wasn't us. And if he responds to that, we'll know without a doubt it's him. Devin, keep an eye out to see if he looks. Liz, can't we just talk to him normally? We are not doing that. That is a terrible plan. Why do I have to be the one who watches? Let's try it. Fine. You didn't even know how to react. I feel like just talking to him normally, maybe. Lucky without even hearing what you had said, Liz put her plan into action. Shiloh! She loudly projected the word across the way and then put an act of carelessness, turning her head away from the scene while brushing at the skirt of her dress. In a supremely awkward moment, you could only stand there as the attention in the area shifted to the two of you, thanks to your sisters. But of the many startled bystanders who became altered to your presence, one of them was the boy from a distance. His large eyes met yours. He looked. A wide grin looked over Liz's face. She pushed the rim of her sunhat up and away from her face while swishing back around to greet her old friend directly. Shiloh! Waving, she stepped a bit closer to her, express her intention to meet. Without really closing the gap, she wanted him to come to her. Who you presume to be Shiloh looked surprised at the call-out. He stole a quick glance at the crowd he was with and then hesitantly glanced back your way. He was trying to double-check something. Liz remained steadfast with her gaze trained on him, and ultimately he broke away from the rest of them. After a light-footed jog across the brick path, the young man pleasantly presented himself in front of Liz and you.
Hi.
Hi, I like your hat. Just that simple greeting had Liz giggling.
Hey.
Hello, I'm not sure if you remember this, but I'm Lizzie, and that's Devin. We were all friends when we were little kids. His eyes, already wide eyes, grew even larger, their gaze darting between you and Liz. He previously chipped demeanor faded to something delicate. Why do I feel like he's gonna be a jerk? I just have a feeling Shiloh's gonna be a jerk based on the hat that he's wearing right now. I have no basis for this except for that hat, but I'm really sorry, but I think you have the wrong person. You could tell not being instantly recognized was going to make this exchange more of a challenge. Still, Liz was undeterred. It was a long time ago. You were really young. I get why you feel like that. However, I'm positive I'm right. You're exactly the same. That face, the freckles, how genially you try to phrase things. What? Genuinely? You're even still wearing a hat. Instinctively, he looked up at his headwear with creased brows, not making the connection on why the hat meant something to her.
Okay.
We knew each other, okay? Well, I'm on Shiloh's side of this, and remember after the conversation who they were. Oh. Yeah, that's fair, Zazie. I feel like when people greet me in public, I always just do that really awkward thing where I'm like, hi, it's been a while, how are you? Person who I definitely remember, yes, of course I remember you. We met at a place and a time. And I just roll with it until I realize that I actually didn't know them. Has anyone ever done that awkward, you go to wave at someone, or someone's waving and you think they're waving at you, so you go to wave back and it wasn't you that they were waving at? Because that's probably the most embarrassing thing to happen ever in the history of mankind. I don't know why that's so embarrassing, but the amount of cringe that happens. Ugh. Yup. Oh man. Yeah. Me seeing relatives I haven't seen in years. Oh, same. Except my relatives always ask the really annoying questions that are so what's your job now? Who are you seeing? And then if it's my nana, she'll be like, oh, you've lost or gained weight. You know, we love awkward relative questions. Okay. An uneasy smile settled on his face following Lenz's speech. He was picking his next words carefully. I have the hiccups, oh no. And then the quiet was abbreviated by a new voice bursting into the conversation. Shiloh, what are you doing? The rest of the group already left. A field trip is not a vacation. We are on a schedule. Startled, your head snapped towards the path. A distinctly unhappy individual with piercing magenta eyes, dark brown skin, and a sharp jaw stormed your way. Ooh, do we get to see this person? He carried a cloud of authority with him, despite looking like he wasn't even 18 yet. Sorry, I didn't mean to ditch. Shiloh, whose name was now officially confirmed, gestured with a hand to add the explanation of his absence as the stranger watched impatiently. They thought they recognized me as someone they knew, but it was tiny misunderstanding. Liz theoretically as well as literally put her foot down at that, stomping in frustration and getting more childish the longer she was around her childhood companion.
Come on.
We do know you. That's like very strange, Elizabeth. Maybe don't insist that. I would be uncomfy if I were Shiloh. I walked past someone I recognized a while ago, but I decided I didn't want to chance it and carried on. That's very zazzy. I always do that like thing too. Like even if I recognize you, I pretend I don't see you. Because I'm just an awkward human and I don't know how to socialize. And with masks, it's hard to tell if people are actually who I think they are. And so if I'm not 100% sure and we're not friends, I just like, I don't know. I just, yeah. Shiloh merely shrugged in on himself. The tone he spoke was pained. Okay, if I ever come across you in real life, I won't say hi. No, you can say hi to me. I'm really bad at saying hi to other people. I want to. I do that weird thing where I'm like that stereotypical person who like makes eye contact with everyone, and I do like the weird like half smile thing, which has actually gotten me into a lot of awkward situations, and so maybe I shouldn't do that as much. But I want to say hi to people. I just have social awkwardness, so yeah. I'm proud of Liz for being so brave. Sorry. You honestly couldn't tell if he was apologizing for the upset feelings or your sister or the palpable dissatisfaction of his new acquaintance. That in itself was very Shiloh-like. Ugh, you know him, is that it? The stranger spoke in a dismissively scoffing tone, as if the words sounded so absurd to him it was almost amusing. Almost. Though the sternness of his demeanor quickly reinstated itself. Well, do you know me? I'll tell you. I'm someone who has been forced against his will to be aware of what's going on in Shiloh's ridiculous personal life for a year. If the two of you had any importance in his general day-to-day existence, it would have come up by now. Ooh, this guy's rude. Don't bother trying to exaggerate any trivial connection you might have in this. It's not good enough. He's with us, and you'll survive without him. Now stop loitering in the road. It's rude. You're rude, sir.
Excuse me?
Excuse me? We're the rude ones? Hi, Buggy! Awkward is my DNA. That's a mood chip. This guy's oof. Right? Right? How? Did you sleep well, Bugs? You went to bed super late. Sorry, not sorry. I assumed, Buggy. I assumed. I know how late you went to bed. The high-strung ranting from an audible gasp from Shiloh, who finally started to speak up again in defense. Oh, Nate. Okay. Nate, that's really mean. It's also true. We're leaving. With that declaration, the unofficially introduced Nate indignantly spun on his heels and walked speedily towards where the group went, completely confident that Shiloh would follow behind. People can sure have bad attitudes, huh? Why don't they just try to get along? It's not hard. Don't worry, though, I bet you won't have to deal with him again. And I'm sorry I can't stay to talk to you, but I hope you have a really nice life. Bye! Oh my god. And that was it, his final parting words given. Shiloh left the two of you behind to catch up with his own life that he had to go to. I was watching someone stream last night and I can't remember whose. Enjoy your 1 hour, Bug. Oh, you're minus 1 hour. Yeah, because you had time change. Was it Bob Ross, Zazzy? Because I saw you in her stream for a while. Zazzy, I'm confused. Was the actual time? And that was it. His final parting words given, Shiloh left the two of you behind to catch up with his own life that he had to go live. Liz watched this exact exit stunned, only to frown when it hit her. That he was really gone as quickly as he appeared. It happened so fast, you hadn't even been able to get in a word in. She sighed, all the energy she built up releasing with the breath. I could have told him his last name was Fields. His birthday is October 30th. That probably would have proved it, but no. Wow, Shiloh grew up to be dumb. You were left feeling equally deflated. Whoever Nate is, he sucks. I'm gonna say that. Whoever Nate is, he sucks. He was so unnecessarily unpleasant when all you wanted was to talk to someone for a moment. Do it. I will always pick Kat. You missed in one of the earlier streams, this like kid who's like freaking rude as heck gets in a fight with us, and he made fun of Cove, and so I was like, I will fight this child. So we almost got into a fight. So we lost an hour, so technically it's 4 p.m. and I haven't slept the day away. Hee hee. I guess that works. That's a good way of thinking about it, Bugs. Why aren't you running after him? Liz merely shook her head, pushing off childish thoughts. I think we can leave it here. Thanks. He's in the middle of a high school field trip, and it was really already enough being able to see him. There's something reassuring about witnessing firsthand that he's still out there, enjoying his own part of the world. Though, if given the chance, I would definitely have had a few words with him about the company he's got. She laughed, but you could tell there wasn't much humor to it. She was mad at that guy, even if she was happy to let Shiloh go. Maybe they're only with each other because of the trip. It's not usually how things are.
Right?
True. We can only hope the same for him as he did for us. Have a nice life, Shiloh. I've got to his daylight savings time, and I need my 0 hours of sleep. Plus, that realization makes my brain go, ouch. Oh no. Have a good life. Liz smiled at you. It had the self-confidence you knew so well from her. Come on, kid. Let's finish our own trip. Yeah. No matter how either of you really felt about the occurrence, it was something you simply had to accept. People who you knew just disappeared and reappeared in the most unexpected ways. Yes, Jackie! We haven't seen Cove yet. Oh, Jackie, you missed it. We voted on, like, how we feel about Cove. Or, like, not feel, but, like, our relationship with Cove, and boyfriend was an option, and it got 0 votes. Except for Kat. Kat voted for boyfriend. But the one that ended up winning was that we are in love with Cove, but we're just like special friends right now, and we want him to confess to us. So that's what's won. Excuse me? Special friends? Yes, so that's where we're at, Jackie. Nobody picked boyfriend. What kind of reverse universe is this? You can do either. If you don't want a clip to play, Bugs, do shout out like full word, and if you want a clip to play, it's SO. Yeah, I know. I want a boyfriend to win. I was on the boyfriend team, but chat said that we're waiting for him to confess. We're doing ultimate slow burn route. So there we go. That's what I said. I know, Kat. I know that's what you wanted. Yes, hello everyone. Alright. I hope you enjoyed what remained of your outing until it was time to return home. By the time you arrived back, the sun was already beginning to set. You arched your back as you stretched your arms towards the ceiling. While it had been a good day, I had enough activity to cover an entire week. Liz tried to hide a yawn behind her hands. You weren't the only one feeling worn out. Freaking chat ruining my Cove dreams. I was this close to saving it for you, Jackie, just so I could go back and pick boyfriend, because I had you in mind. I was like, Jackie's gonna be so pissed. But, you know, that's what happens. Early bird catches the worm. You weren't the only one feeling worn out. I'll be heading up to your room, I mean the guest room, since mine stopped being available as soon as I was out the door. Her tone was light. She had quite a lot to say on the subject when you'd first taken over her bigger room after she left for college, but there have been many trips back home for her since then. The room hasn't been hers for years. It was more of a running joke now that she continued to bring the topic up to this day. Let it go, Liz. I didn't see your name on it. Thank you, Liz. It's a really nice room. Thanks for being so gracious about giving it up. Just wanted to follow my big sister's shoes. I'm sorry. Let's sass her. It's the weekend. Weekends are for sleeping in. Hey, it's I guess, yeah, you're in a different time zone. It's almost noon for me here. Don't worry, I'm sure there will be plenty of time for spicy scenes, Jackie, that don't come from being a boyfriend. I'm sure we get to confess at some point or another. What is the sleep you speak of? Accurate. Flattery as a compliment can only go so far, Devin. A small laugh was shared between you and your older sister. Open an hour ago, but laid in bed and ordered bagels. Hey, that's a mood, Jackie. Spicy? Yeah, Zazzy, I have a feeling. You better believe you'll be back in the guest room when you've got your own place and we're both in town for a visit. Sleeping scores when your back pain and insomnia both merge to let you get it. Oh, Jackie, I'm so sorry you've been suffering from that. We can take turns. We'll have things every I'll get Christmas. That's alright with me. I don't need it. Yeah, we'll take turns. What a reasonable and mature suggestion. I'll think about accepting it. She flashed her familiar grin, and you couldn't help but feel glad she was back around, even if it was temporary. Casper in the background, yeah. He's playing with his ball that, like, jingles. You know how he is, Kat. He loves... I'm not finishing. He loves round objects. There we go. Okay. With that, she plodded off to the spare room. You were ready to do the same. Moving into the new space was your first opportunity to decorate from scratch. We get to design our room! Oh my god, this game is so cool! This is awesome. Okay, what color do we... Oh my god. Yo, what do we want our room to look like? Wait, this is so cool. I kind of dig the green one. Do you like the green one? Or yellow? I kind of like yellow too. I like this one the most, I think. Good morning, Cajun. How you doing? Nice save, Birdie. Yeah, Zazzy's here. I have to watch what I say. Because Zazzy, you know, will clip me. You need to get him a D20 cat toy. Do those exist? Because I will. I will get him a D20 cat toy. Oh, I like green, I think. Yellow is pretty cool. Yeah, which one? Okay, green or yellow? Should we vote? All in favor of green. Hold on. This is just gonna be a total poll day. I'll keep flipping between them. Okay. Green or yellow? Show yellow again? Yellow. Thank you, Buggy. Thank you for shouting out, Cajun. And then green. Yellow. Green. Yellow. Green. I'm just gonna keep going back and forth between them. How are you doing, Cajun? How is your morning, afternoon time zone, wherever you are? I do like the under window bench thing. Yeah, I do too. I feel like we get to decorate that. See, it says window, walls, and floor. So I feel like this is just like the base of your room. I like green. The poll is going if you want to vote. I did make a poll. I'm just thankful Zazzy hasn't clipped me yet, although I just jinxed myself. But yellow has the benchy. I don't know. Reminder, have you had food? Have you taken care of yourself? Are you drinking water? And have you taken any meds you need to take? Excuse me, I'm choking on water, speaking of. Alright, what one? Green. Okay. Green it is. Extras. Window. Ooh. 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 Oh. This is fun. Wait, this is so cool. I kind of like those. We can have stuffed animals? Wait, that's so cute. Let's have the stuffed animals. Wait, we get posters? Wait, this, oh my goodness, wait, this is so cool. I have never seen a visual novel have like things like this. This is, oh my god, we can have lights? Oh, we're having lights. Buggy, thank you for contributing 2002, scaring the heck out of me. Have you taken care of yourself, Burb? Buggy, I have. Look, I have cinnamon buns today because Cove is a cinnamon bun. I'm doing good. Sunday's my day off, so I'm just hanging out today. I hope you have a very relaxing day occasion because you deserve a day off. Plants. Yeah, I'm a fan of the plants. Lights. Camera. Action. Shark poster. Regular pictures. I kind of like this one. But we do have work on that site. Let's do that. Oh, we can't have lights if we have that? What with the lights, though? Wait. Oh, I see, because oh, okay, because it impacts. Ah, okay. I kind of like those, too, or the sea. We are in a beach place, but that's a lot of pictures. I don't know. Oh, heck yes, cinnamon buns. Thank you, Jackie, for contributing to creating the sim challenge and for scaring me. Speaking of scaring the heck out of you, oh no, those fairy lights. I'm a huge fan of fairy lights. I want some for, I knew you were gonna do that too. It's just like how loud it is. I don't know, I don't like that many pictures. Maybe this one with the lights? Oh no, we can't have that. Okay, let's just do that. That's cute, right? Floor. Floor. We could have a guitar. Oh my goodness. Oh, ooh, we can be so sporty spice. I don't know. Do we want a beach? Definitely lights. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I think we need the lights. I always wanted a telescope when I was a kid, so. All right, I think that's good. That's our room. I don't know about volleyball. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do it. I love you, Buggy. All right, that's our room. You're really satisfied with the feeling of your tiny part of the world. As your thoughts drifted, you tried to bite down on another yawn. It was no good. Your bed was now lodged in your mind, and all you could think about was collapsing onto it. You trudged up the stairs to your room. Stepping inside, you closed the door behind you, blocking the rest of the house. When you turned back around, you realized you weren't alone. Who's in my room? Comfortably perched on the windowsill was someone very familiar to you. It's Cove! Yeah, oh my god, he's so cute, what the fuck? Cove Holden. Look at that blush. He has no right to be this cute. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm a fucking shrimp over Cove. It's fine. Oh, we got a wanna be famous bot, y'all. I do want to be famous. Thank you. That's exactly what I wanted. How did you know? I want to be famous so Cove loves me. You got me. I want to be a moose. A fame moose. Alright, Cove Holden. Oh, Cove Holden. The shock knocked all the words out of you. That was literally what just happened to me. Huh? How are you here? The moment you right-click on the bot's name trying to ban. Oh, because I deleted the message? Got one of those in my stream the other day. That was weird. Yeah, it happens a lot. I don't know why. Some days, it hasn't happened to me that much recently, but when I first started streaming, I used to get famous bots all the freaking time. And that was before I figured out how to delete things, so that was fun. I'm just gonna be startled. Surprise. Come back! I love him so fucking much. Okay. The smile. His tone was easy and relaxed. It certainly was a surprise. You hadn't expected him to be within the state. Never mind your own house. I'm used to modding for Dharma and doing without thinking, but I can't do that on all channels. You can ban on other people's channels. I've reported, I think, the famous bots before for people. He hadn't answered how you had suddenly just appeared back in Sunset Bird. Though to be fair, you'd been too astounded to actually ask the question. Thankfully, Cove took the hint from your stunned expression and began to explain.
So
I got in about 15 minutes ago. No one was home, so I figured I'd come in the usual way. The window. He breaks into our window. Why is that so attractive? A small smile had formed on his face. You were still staring at him, unable to blink in case he disappeared. You could still barely believe that he was really there, mere feet away from you. I left my bags in your backyard. I hope that's alright. That was when you truly understood. Cove had come straight to you upon getting back to town. You were his first port of call, taking precedence above all else. We were his priority! He came to us first. I love him so much. Even though you hadn't been in when he called, Cove had ensured that he'd see you at the earliest opportunity rather than allowing his plans to change. You laughed. The realization made you bashful. You shook your head at his antics. You stayed frozen, the shock yet to melt away. You walked over to him. You ran to Cove. Which one, friends? I feel like maybe bashful. I would feel bashful. Alright, needs to sleep, otherwise I'm gonna start. Oh, Chip, I'm sorry. It's been lovely talking to you all. Have a wonderful day in stream, Birdie. Thank you, Chip. Have a lovely sleep. I hope that you are able to rest and feel better. Bashful walkover. Can we do both? I know, right? I want to give him a hug. I hope we can give him a hug. It wasn't news that you were special to Cove, but the way he prioritized you about everything else was something that flustered you. Cove dropped from his seat on the windowsill, landing lightly on his feet. He made his way over to you, the smile still resting on his face. Can we kiss him? Jackie! You're too crazy. I'm glad you're here. I missed you. Trouble's back in town. I cannot believe my eyes to a million butterflies. It's the most amazing man in the world. Ooh. We all bold, right? We picked the bold option. Cat. You didn't say anything. We've already kissed him, except that I undid that. I'm sorry. I should have left it. Then we could be dating Cove and it would make sense. I missed you. You ruffled his hair. You jovially punched him on the arm. You wrapped him in a gentle embrace. You pulled him into a bone-crushing hug. You jumped into his arms. You smiled at him. Alright, I know you're gonna have some feelings about this, Jackie. Which hug? There are 3 options there. I fucking knew you were gonna pick the jump into his arms. I think we're too tall for that, though. Are we the same height as him? What does that mean? What the heck does a jump into the arms mean? Is it a jump hug? Or is it like a Disney princess jump? Don't be a cat! It means koala? Do it. It's something I would do. That's fair. I feel like I would just give a normal hug, but since, you know, Chop wants to WWE style Cove, let's do it. You jumped into his arms. You reached out towards him in motion. Your intention's clear. Cove opened up his stance in preparation, his face already getting red. Oh, he's so cute. Once close enough, you leaped up into his chest and wrapped your arms around his neck. With a small stumble back, he caught you and held on by tucking his arms over your lower back. Let's fucking go! Cove, baby. He drops you on the floor. Oop. No, Cove would never drop us. He's a professional athlete. Didn't you hear the beginning of this? No, you did not. You weren't here for that. He's basically a professional athlete. So, there you go. He moved to wrap his arms around your shoulders, and he tucked his head into your neck. His breath was warm against your skin. Wait, that's hot. What sports? I missed you too. But I told you it was gonna get spicy, y'all. Oh, wait, that's hot. What sports? I don't know. It didn't say what sports. It just said that he was so good at being athletic that, like, they basically were like, you should be a professional. I think it's probably surfing, because that's what Cove does a lot of. So, just saying. Even if he hadn't said it outright, you would have gotten the message from his body language. Cove was grinning widely, his raised cheeks burying his eyes? Did I read that wrong? Which gleamed like hidden gems. Me and Jackie are on the same page. Hell yeah. I'm glad Jackie needed someone to be on the same page as her. So, Worked out. But he looked at you as if you were the most exciting treasure of all. I want someone to look at me like that. What the hell? Obviously. Was the trip any good? Yeah. Cove told you about his trip back and had gone. His mom was doing it really well. She had a project in the works that she was thrilled about. It's true. All the romance. Gonna go grab some food. I'll be back, Burby Burb. Have a nice grabby food, Buggy. Eat well. As a result, Cove was going to be sticking around in Sunset Bird for the time being. Things were settled as much as they ever could be. With Cove back once more, you felt at ease. Cove stretched his arms out over his head, his eyes on the window and the world beyond. The sun had set while you've been busy reuniting.
Well,
I should probably get my stuff and see Dad. He glanced over to you with a familiar, expectant look. Wanna come with me? You know I do! Even though I fucking do, Cove! Didn't even go see his dad. Don't spend the night. Oh my goodness. Cool. Cove began to head to your bedroom door. Oh, you insisted on a piggyback ride? You followed after him. Cove being smooth here. Well, Cove's an adult now, and I think all of the nerves are gone. This man has his priorities. Should we insist on a piggyback ride? We did that last time, and that was super cute. I feel like it could be an inside joke at this point. I'm gonna do it. You insisted on a piggyback ride. It was a special occasion. It was just a normal thing in your relationship. Wait up! I need a ride! Cove shook his head, the smile on his face implying that it was you and your senses he was questioning, not the request. Oh, sorry, Jackie. Too fast. Too fast. He come to expect the latter, even if he didn't get why it held such appeal for you.
alright.
He crouched down just enough for you to hop on his back and practice move. As there wasn't much of a difference in height between you, he didn't need to bend down much at all, and with how often you'd done it, there was no trouble in climbing aboard the Cove Express. Cove straightened up with poise, accustomed to balancing someone over his shoulders. Why is he accustomed to balance? Oh, because this is normal for us. I was like, why is he carrying everyone all the time? Because we get to be near you, dog Cove. Cove carried you down the stairs. You had to duck down a couple of times, the ceiling grazing against your elevated head. Still, you safely reached the ground floor of your house. The door is going to be in the way.
How?
Get off. Hi, how you doing? Get off here so I can open it up. He bent down to let you slide off his back. Seeing things from your usual height was disorienting after getting accustomed to looking down at everything. In all the excitement of Cove's return, you hadn't even remembered the gift you'd prepared for when he got back. It would be best to give it to him now before you left your house. Can you wait here for a little while? I got something for you. Cove's eyes widened as he tried to conceal a smile. He toyed with the collar of his top.
Really?
Really? I mean, you didn't have to do that. You nodded with some eagerness, trying to imagine how he'd react when he actually saw it. What did we get him? The gift you had chosen hadn't been something you could buy. You brought Cove something special. Ooh, sentimental. Cove is sentimental. It was. The orange shell he'd been entranced with since you were kids. A white poppy from the hill behind your house. Something you'd made. The orange shell from when we were kids. That's so fucking romantic. Oh my god. We have to do that. You quickly went up to your room to collect the shell, knowing exactly where to find it. It had been used in the same box since you were a little kid after all. Taking care, you extracted it from the case. Though it had been a long time since you'd taken it out, the grooves were as familiar to your fingertips as the opening line of your favorite song was to your ears. Cove had admired the shell ever since he saw it, declaring it to be the best of all your treasures. Despite that, he never accepted your offers to take it. You hoped that might change tonight. You closed your hand around the shell, not wanting Cove to see it until you were ready, and headed downstairs. When you were back in front of Cove, you cautiously lifted your arm up. He looked on curiously as you unfolded your fingers to show him the gift. Please take it. I'll have to smuggle it into your house. I really wanted you to have it. Cove stared down at the familiar shell nestled in your palm. His mouth parted, though no words came out. He drew his eyes up to meet yours, silently, and found the answer to whatever question he couldn't speak. He put his hand over yours and broke the silence. Okay. It was as quiet as a whisper. His fingers were as gentle as his words, brushing against your palm as he took the shell from your grasp. He cradled it carefully against his chest and smiled at you, his eyes bright. I'll keep it forever. Cove reverently laid the gift safely on the counter, but he didn't turn back to face you once he had ensured it was secure. Though his face was angled away from you, you caught his eyelashes fluttering as if batting away tears. His throat bobbed as he swallowed bubbling emotions. Yeah, you could keep me forever, Cove! You knew that Cove would be sentimental. The gift and all the memories and feelings tied up in it seemed to have taken a toll on him. Oh my god, we made Cove cry! When he began to sniffle, you felt the need to reach out. Cove?
Devin.
I can't. You're just... Devin, I don't know what to do. Emotions, emotions, emotions. He forcefully scrubbed at his eyes like he was trying to push the tears that threatened to spill back in. Oh, Cove, it's okay. Do you need to cry? No. As he cries. Nevertheless, tears had begun to spill down his cheeks. Even as he wiped them away, more took their place. Thank you. Me every time I cry. His voice quavered as he spoke. Cove scooped you into a hug, pressing you so tightly against his chest that your breath escaped in a short squeak. Cove, I love you so much. He buried his face against your neck, his shed tears damp on your skin. You hugged him back. God, I'm fucking so single. Okay, you're welcome. Don't worry about it. You're such a crybaby. You didn't need words as you quietly accepted his appreciation. I don't know. No words. No words. Only feelings. No words. Cove let out a steady breath. It was far removed from the shaky gasps that had accompanied his sniffles. The tears had dried. His eyes were a little red, but open and at peace once again. Now we kiss him! I don't think that's gonna be an option, Jackie. We're not dating. Nobody picked that. The feels, right? There's so many. He smiled, fully recovered from the emotion that had overcome him. You're really seriously too nice to me. You smiled back. You have no right to call anyone else too nice. Cove brushed his hand against the pale ghost of scar in his arm. He was at a loss for what to do now. The clock ticked away, counting the seconds of silence. And then we kiss him. Once you had a chance to settle your thoughts, you figured you'd tell Cove the intriguing news. I have to tell you something. You're never gonna guess who I saw today. You didn't give Cove a chance to reply. There seriously was no way that he'd figure it out. Shiloh!
Huh?
Shiloh? Cove repeated the name, his expression blank. From when we were kids. Cove pondered for a moment, then snapped his fingers. Oh, he was the freckly boy from the first summer, right? The one who moved? The guy was named Shiloh, and he looked just like Shiloh from back then, even wearing a hat still. But he had no idea who I was and ran off somewhere. Cove frowned. That's, I don't know. Too bad I missed it. Though, you knew him better than I did. That was definitely true. Not only had Cove known Shiloh for a shorter period of time, but he and Shiloh had never quite gotten along. Not that they were enemies either, just kids who were only ever together because of the people they both knew. I wonder what Shiloh's up to these days. I don't have any idea. He didn't say much.
Oh.
Oh well. That was everything you had on the new item, so you moved on to the next big update. Also, you know the mean old neighbors, the ones who would always yell at us? He cringed, recalling those particular memories of the back in the day was not pleasant, even for someone as nostalgic as him. Yeah? They're not coming. They didn't rent the condo this summer. Cove's jaw dropped. You didn't blame him. The elderly couple had been an institution for as far back as you could remember, long predating Cove's arrival. Even now, as a teenager, you found your neck prickling as you walked by their condo, half expecting a scolding for breathing the wrong way in the vicinity of their vacation home. It was strange to think that that was coming to an end. Wow. Cove blinked, clearly struggling with the idea in the same way you had. I didn't see that coming. People being gone, people coming back. It feels like I've missed a lot. I wonder if Shy will be a love rival. I don't think so. I think that was an introduction. If I recall, Lily May, who knows like the devs and stuff, there's another game that has some of the characters from this in it. And I think he is in that game. So I think that was an introduction for that game. That's my guess. I don't think he's going to be a love rival. But maybe whoever's moving into the house will be. Unless they're old. And then I take that back. This has been a busy summer already. Well, you haven't missed the fireflies. They haven't shown up yet. Well, that's something. We'd better not get left behind. There's still stuff to do. You nodded as soon as you left your house. Cove bent down to let you climb back onto his back for the last part of the journey. It seemed that no sooner had the night begun than it was already at an end, and the dawn of a new day was soon upon you. The next morning, your belly was full of breakfast, and you were in a pleasant mood. You hoped the rest of the day followed suit. Later, you were meeting up with your friends, Cove, Miranda, and Terry, to go into town. It was all on short notice, but that was because everyone was just so excited that Cove was finally back home. Having a nice daydream? You blinked, pushing all your thoughts away and returning to reality. Your mom was watching you with a teasing smile. So, what's on the agenda today? I'm meeting up with some people. Well, I hope you and your friends have fun. Don't get into too much trouble. She winked at you. You knew both of your moms wanted you to enjoy every bit of this summer before all the big changes started. I'll try.
That'd be great.
But before you go gallivanting around town, could you bring the mail in? I'm just finishing up putting the dishes away over here. Alright. Thanks very much. I see. Oh my god, Mr. Holden aged beautifully. What is this? As soon as you were outside your front door, you couldn't help but notice Cove and his dad standing around in the road. They noticed you too.
Hey.
Hey there, Devin. Cove smiled lightly and waved. When you began making your way over, he added, Hi. You waved at him, you hugged him, you gave him a high five, you gave him a noogie, you ruffled his hair. That's his dad? Yes, Cat, that is indeed Cove's dad. You haven't seen Cove's mom, though. Cove's mom is also very attractive. I think they must have been, we love DILFs. And MILFs, apparently. That hat came up, yeah. That came up a couple streams ago. I'm gonna ruffle his hair this time for bugs. I'm gonna ruffle. I feel like ruffling is good. Wave, hug. Well, we just saw him yesterday and gave him a hug. I don't know. I don't feel like we're as emotional today, right? Your action was quick and thoroughly messed his hair up. His face was red while he pouted and started smoothing his hair back into place. He pouted. He's pouted. You noticed Mr. Holden was taking in the scene of you and Cove with a self-satisfied smile. Cove followed your line of sight and shot his dad an unimpressed look. For a moment, Mr. Holden seemed like he had a thought dancing on the tip of his tongue, but he decided to keep it to himself. Probably a good call. So, what are you up to today? Me and Cove are meeting some friends later. We're gonna paint the town red. Exciting. They won't know what hit them. I still can't figure out how to do Mr. Holden's voice, though. Absolutely. The dad shifts them. The whole family shifts them. Literally, step 2, at the very end, you go to a dance together, and you go to this dance because your moms corner you, and they're like, so, we're gonna make you go to a dance, and we think you should ask someone, and we think you should ask someone on a date. Specifically, a person we know you want to ask on a date. And your moms just, like, eye each other like, come on, get the hit, ask Cove out. So everyone freaking ships you. It's really funny. I think you ship each other, too, though. I would like to say that. We ship each other. We just haven't done anything about it yet. Cove shook his head disapprovingly, but you knew him well enough to tell that he was entertained by your notion. Yawning, Mr. Holden stretched his arms above his head. My boy and I have just been waiting around to see what the new neighbors are like. It was definitely his idea. I don't know how you're not interested in this. It's big news. Besides, it'd only be polite to greet them, the new folks in town. Maybe it'll be a single dad and his son. You've been here too long if seeing a new person in a condo is what you consider an exciting development. Yes, I'm dying to see the newcomers. I don't want to meet them. Well, anyone is better than the last tenants. Hiccups. I'm gonna say the sassy one. For several moments, Mr. Holden was unable to answer. He was laughing and slightly shaking his head. You might be onto something. Cove put a reassuring hand on his dad's shoulder.
Don't worry about it.
You can still make the most of your life before it's too late.
What?
How old do you think I am? I'm not that old. Okay, maybe I am. Mr. Holden took one more glance at the currently vacant building and sighed dramatically. When he turned back to you and Cove, his whole body seemed to deflate. There's no sign of them, and I still need to head to work soon. Cove gave his dad a few reassuring pats on the back. Okay, I promise to keep an eye out. I can text you if anything happens. Really?
Of course.
Yeah, of course. Well, I mean, only until I have to meet up with Terry and Miranda. Would that still work? With a wide grin breaking out on his face, Mr. Holden looked absolutely thrilled to have his nosiness enabled. That works! He moved to firmly place both hands on Cove's shoulders, fixing his child with a firm stare. Son, you are my true ally in this world. Mr. Holden stood up straighter, letting Cove go. He looked reinvigorated. Okay, with that settled, I'll go make some money. That's always been the one thing I do best. Mr. Holden headed off to the garage with a big wave. Goodbye. Cove smiled the whole time. You both watched his dad leave. You really liked Mr. Holden. Mr. Holden was one of your favorite people. Cove's dad was kind of a bother. You had mixed feelings on Mr. Holden. I feel like we like him. You had for a long time. As soon as he was out of sight, Cove sighed lightly. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, just not looking forward to waiting. Guess I'll have to be hanging around the street for a while. Good luck. See you later. Bye. Fuck you. I'll stick around to see the new neighbor. I can wait with you. Why don't I stay to see the new neighbor and keep you company? Let's do that one. Curiosity about the new tenant was getting way more view, the better view, and you figured that wait wouldn't be too much longer. And besides, you just couldn't leave Cove. Really? Of course. I like keeping you company, remember? He stared at you a moment, smiling softly and thinking about his response.
Me too.
I like that too. Cove put his hand on your shoulders, gripping you solidly, but not enough to hurt. His eyes fixated on you, just as for me, he was serious. Devin, you are my true ally in this world. Cove is a precious gem. I just Cove. I love you. That got a fair amount of chuckles from you. He grinned, the stoicism fading into amusement.
Thank you.
I knew you'd stay with me, for me. You're lucky to have me. It's no problem. I can't help myself. You laughed. You shook your head. You simply shrugged. Melton chair, right, Cat? When we asked him on the date last stream, I was literally melting like the entire time. It was great. We had a great time. And then, Cat, the best thing that's ever happened is one stream, a Cove followed me. Cove James Holden followed me, and I literally had a like moment. I just had a moment. That's with Morgan and Lucian. True. That is exactly what it is. I'm a Mr. Holden in that scenario. I ship them so bad. it's bad. All right.
I can't help myself.
Oh, okay. You got it. I can't help myself. Whoever did that text to speech.
Cove. Yeah. Well, good then. I
Wait,
don't know
what?
what I would do without you.
Why is it talking?
Self-voicing disabled.
This is self-voicing. We could have a robot do this entire time.
Self-voicing enabled. Cove. Yeah. Well, good then. Self-voicing disabled.
That's so inclusive. That means if you have any kind of like vision impairment though, you're able to still like read the story. That's really cool. My cat turned that on in case you were wondering. My cat just stepped over my keyboard to get on my lap and he turned that on. So we love that. Hello. Yes, but also Cove is not a robot. True. I know. I've been voicing him. Cove is a robot once. Set to seduce. Confirmed. I just watching someone play Dupper. Sorry. I'm back. Welcome back, Minty. Robot Cove. Yeah, I know.
Self-voicing enabled. Cove. Yeah. Well, good then.
I am Cove.
I don't know what I would do
you.
without you. Self-voicing disabled.
Okay, I turned it off. No worries. I won't do it. Have you looked into... I have not, Minty. I haven't had the chance. School's been pretty busy. Yeah, well, good then. I don't want to know what I would do without you. The smile on his face reached his eyes, and it made you feel electric. And then he let go of you. Cove stepped over to his front porch steps, lazily taking a seat and leaning back on his arms. Okay, you should, though. I will. I will write it down and make sure I remember to do it. Beep boop 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 ski da boo da boo ski ba boo ba da boo. And then he let go of you. I read that. Our watch begins. Nodding in agreement, you joined Cove on the front porch steps. You both sat there in comfortable familiarity as you settled in for the waiting game on the new tenants. To be fair, also student, school comes first, yeah. So don't overwhelm yourself, Birdie. I appreciate you, Jackie. Looking up a game is probably an easy thing. Emote attack. Oh. The neighborhood was quiet. Be careful with the emote attack, Minties, because they can overwhelm streams and slow them down. So just be careful when you use them. I can make that a reward for the community, too, to have an emote thing. That's okay. You didn't know. And also, this isn't a high CPU stream, but for other people as well. Something to keep in mind. The neighborhood was quiet, and you sighed contentedly, closing your eyes and feeling the light breeze. Twitch may global ban you, though. What does that mean? If you spam it too much. Oh, that's good to know. Twitch is weird like that. Jackie with the prime advice. I don't understand Twitch. Twitch bans like stupid shit. Twitch, we had this conversation yesterday, has been suffering from, its bots anyways, have been suffering from massive homophobia, and we don't stand it here. We don't appreciate, and they need to fix that. Okay? Thank you. And someone else's stream, it was okay for them. That's why I do emote attacks. Yeah, no problem, Minty. I don't mind. If I minded, I wouldn't have the emote wall on. I did just want to warn you, because I have seen people playing, like, Dead by Daylight or stuff like that, where the emotes would, like, break the stream. So, just something to keep in mind. Hi, Father. Hi, Son. How you doing, Darmo? If you type in all caps or too many emotes, they just global ban you in chat. Ooh. Twitch be crazy. Well, if it did Menti, you're in trouble. We've been using shrimp to get around that. The only sound you could hear was the familiar jingle of Cove's wind chime. After all these years, it was still there, adorning the entrance outcropping of his house. Eventually, you both perked up at the sound of the car. A taxi followed the noise, turning onto your street. Cove's eyebrows raised at the sight, and he sat up straight on the stoop. My viewers would be banned. Oh no. Just rolled out of bed. Could have slept some more, but something told me to get out of bed. Well, good, Dharma. I'm glad you're up. Listening to instinct is important. I wonder what the universe was telling you.
I love you.
Terrible Gamer, how are you? I love you. How was your stream, friend? You have some cozy vibes this morning? I'm sorry I wasn't able to stop by. How was it? This has to be them, right? The only people who came out here live here. It has to be. How do you do that cat thing? It is a channel reward point. If you click the face, like the Bernie Bean, blah blah, starry-eyed face, that will show you the channel rewards, and there's a couple of sound points in there that you can redeem, and that's one of them. And then I have some on the sound alert board, which is in my about section of my stream that you can also use. Now that they were here, you couldn't help but feel just a bit curious. You wondered what kind of person would be living in the neighborhood for the summer. The taxi pulled to a stop. Potato. Thank you for the potato, Darmo. That's my favorite one. It was fun. I just finished the whole game in under 2 hours. Wow. That must. What is the game about? Unfinished Swan. That's impressive that you could finish in under 2 hours. Were you doing a speed run, or is it just like a really short game? Like the moving cat in the side of the screen, and it says hi every time someone joins. Oh, that's a Capamon. I can, if you need help, that is a link on our Discord. You can go click on it. I can also teach you how to do that. It's just like a Capamon website, and then they have free ones and ones you pay for, and you can program it to say things. Yeah. The taxi pulled to a stop as, I read that. Capamons are the cutest. I want to buy one really bad. Wait, there's no free? The one I have is free. Hemlet is free. That's what we named it. There's also some other free ones, but they have really cute paid ones as well that I want maybe to get in the future because I love them. Without getting to his feet, Cove tried leaning and tilting his head to get a view of the passenger door as it opened. The single occupant exited the cab. Huh. You could feel what Cove was in that moment. After the last renters, this new visitor was definitely not exactly what you'd expected. Oh, who's this? Hi, person. I have the raccoon one. He is very... yeah, I want the red panda one. I think that's the one I want to get. Or I want to get the bear, because there's a bear one too. And the bear would be so cute. It's a very short game. If you know the puzzles, it's about a little boy named... Is that how you feel about this character? It makes your heart go? Monroe, who is looking for unfinished swan, who escapes from a painting left for him by his mother. Oh, that's cute. That's super cute. I have the penguin one. Let me just check Discord. Yeah, okay. It was a young man. Had to be close to your own age. He was dressed fully in an electric black and white and gray outfit. Even as his side swoop hair matched the scheme. The only other pop of color was from something that couldn't easily be fashioned into submission. A pair of dark brown eyes, which you caught when he looked over at his audience. Oh, what would his voice be? Oh no. What would his voice be? What is this game called? This is Our Life Forever and Always. Is there any female characters you can date? Just wondering. I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe you can... I don't know if you can date Miranda or Terry. But you also don't have to date Cove. That's another thing. Like, you don't have to date any of these characters. It's completely whatever you make it. You could just be like Biffles. You can see the name of the game under Birdie's name title. Yes, Jackie, thank you. Hello. I feel like he'd have a weird accent. Hello, folks. No, that's not it. I don't know what his voice would be. Oh, no. Hello, folks. Who might you be? British? You want me to insult our British friends in this chat? Okay, I will insult them. I could make it Southern. Do your best British accent. No, you don't want that. Do it. Do it. I will gladly insult all British friends. Oh no. What are your neighbors? The smile already prominent on his face curled further. It was cocky, but it didn't get the impression it meant something adverse. Oh my god, I have to remember how to do a British voice. Okay, no, hold on. I gotta... Oh no. Also go Southern. Now, how does one do a Southern accent? I have to practice. Okay, hold on. This is a really bad one. Hallelujah. No, I hate it. Oh no. I can't do accents, okay? I cannot do accents. I can do many other things, but accents are not one of them. How does someone leave a stream? Oh, I hate it. Okay. Should I? If I do, okay, but see, what you fail to understand is that if I then do a British one, it's going to be equally as bad as this accent. So I don't. As someone who has heard terrible accents in the Texas, holy. What? I told you it was gonna be bad. I never claimed I was gonna do a good accent. Is that what Dharma sounds like? The southern part of me is dying. Bless your heart. I'm so sorry. I don't know how to do a southern accent. I do apologize. Okay, I will try. But it's gonna be equally as bad if I do British, so I'm just gonna commit, and it's just going to be bad. All right? Can we all just agree it's just gonna be bad? Who should I insult? British people or Southern people? You tell me. Which group of people am I insulting with my accent? A sweet Southern belle, that was good. Just a yee-haw between each word and it's Southern. British, Southern. Oh no, we got a tie. Are the cursor in every nationality? I think so. Bruh. British. Alright, that's 2 British, 1 Southern. My door just has been down the street for 10 minutes. He's eating your food. You and Cove shared a familiar look with one another, bewildered even further. The colorful coordinated man left it there. However, and with a firm click, he shut the door of his ride. Then he turned his back to you to retrieve a large, unsurprisingly black suitcase out of the trunk. I will write it. I hope he's not eating your food. Wait, so do they have Filipino characters? I don't know, Minty. I would have to do some research. Oh my god, are my fellow peeps in the game? Just would use all... Oh, am I supposed to be... Just air use all over the place for British? No, that is not how I read that. Oh, okay. As for Darmo. Considering on his own business, he strolled forward and lightly tapped on the driver's side window, his knuckles asking for them to roll it down. When it opened, he leaned down and rested his arm on the edge. You assumed he was thanking the driver for getting him there, considering he slipped them a tip during the brief chat. They shook hands, and then he pushed himself up and away from the taxi, with both arms giving the driver room to leave. The taxi pulled away, rolling carefully down the road and out of sight. Around a corner, the new renter had officially arrived. He left his suitcase on the ground and out of the way of the street and sauntered over your way with the confidence of someone who had been invited to join in. Cove finally stood up to greet this person. You followed suit. I'm Filipino, and seeing other Filipino characters in a game anime excites me. Of course it does. Representation is 100% so critical in any kind of form of media. It takes away from stereotypes, unless it's bad representation, but that's a different story. But it's so important to see people like you on screen, and so I hope that they do have a Filipino character. I unfortunately cannot tell people's ethnicities like at all, so that's why I said I would have to look, because I do not know. You need the Darmo floor multiplicity. What? Yes, I know, right? We need a Darmo clip. Oh my god, their height difference. Bah ha 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 ha. Cole finally stood up to greet this person. You followed suit. Excellent. That's what he just said. Oh my god. Okay, wait. All right. I'm doing a British. We're going to try the British now. I apologize in advance. I apologize to Zazzy and Buggy and anyone else who's actually British. Okay, here we go. Wait, I have to figure out what is a British accent. So you start Southern, right? You have to start in a Southern accent, and then you move it forward in your mouth, and then you can make it. No, I can't figure out how to do a British accent. Someone come talk to me. All right. How do I do this? There we go. Here's my really bad British accent. Okay. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Okay. Baxter. No, that's Southern. Help! I can't do it. How do I do a low British accent? I don't know that I can do that. Just speak like I do. I don't remember your voice, Sassy. Like off the top of my head. I think you can start with saying words like t in it. Just think about the Queen and colonialism. Well, that doesn't make me happy. That makes me sad. It makes me think about the mass genocide that was committed against indigenous people, Darmo. How does that make me think of a British accent? Say, no, because then I'm just going to do a stereotypical one. I'm going to be like, all right, governor. God save the Queen. Can I have some tea and crumpets? No. I say words with a T in it and slang slur the letter. This is British as fuck. I am off to the grand piano. Say
What does this say? What does that say? Jazz and blues. Bamba para siempre does not sound very blues or jazzy.
Well, that doesn't help me with the British accent now, does it? Okay? I'm dancing. All right. I'm off to play the grand piano. It does not help you. This is a terrible accent, and I'm so sorry. Here we go. I'm going to try it anyways, though. I'm Baxter Ward. It's excellent to meet you, neighbors. I'm just going to go with a random accent. Whatever comes out of my mouth is his accent. You were standing on the side he was approaching from. When Baxter got close enough, he offered his hand to you first. I say a bunch of slurs and you're British. Oh no, I hate that. You shook it. You offered him a low five. You held your arms out for a hug instead. You could do difference. Let's shake his hand. I see no point in not. Baxter gripped your hand firmly to give you a satisfying shake. Welcome to Sunset Bird, Baxter. I'm Devin. This is amazing, Love, but I have to go clean the house. Have a lovely time cleaning, Cat. Thank you so much for subscribing, and thank you so much for being here, and I hope you have a lovely, productive time for the rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Loves quotes so much, not gonna lie. I do too. They are very entertaining. Hey, Devin. I'm quite keen on getting to know you better this summer. We could be good friends. He's quite keen on it. From the other side, Cove made a sudden spluttering noise. And you are? He lifted his hand out to Cove next. Cove instead crossed his arms to express his rejection of that idea, still eyeing Baxter carefully. Is Cove jealous that we just got hit on? Cove! I see you. Okay. I'm Cove. Baxter's whole demeanor lit up. For unknown reasons, his eyes shone as he studied Cove for a moment.
Really?
Now wait, is that a nickname or your real name? It's just my name. Cove spoke mildly, having given that explanation many times in the past, but it clearly charmed Baxter all the same. He tossed his head to one side with a laugh. Ho ho! Your parents knew exactly what they were doing. Can't imagine a more fitting name for that face I'm seeing. Cove. That's gorgeous. Baxter is hella gay and I am here for it. Oh my god, the quote, stop. It's really not. Did he just hit on both of us? Hit on? Yeah. He just hit on both of us. He just used a line on both of us. Every choice being that bored isn't my computing in my mind. I don't know, but I'm gonna go finish my blog off. I hope you have a great rest of your stream. Thanks for being here, Buggy. I appreciate you. Have a great time doing your blog. Make sure you send it to me when you're done. I'll help edit. No, I agree. It suits you. Only I get to fluster him. That's a lot considering you're talking to a stranger, Baxter. You didn't know what to say. The next DLC hi Lily May! Really soon, and I promise you'll love it. I'm so excited! Oh my god, Birdie, remember this quote? Think. You miss me melting over Cove, Lily? Okay, so do we want to say, no, I agree, it suits you, hey, only I get to fluster Cove? Or, that's a lot coming from you, Baxter, who we don't know. It brought me to literal tears. Lily! So should I not finish step 3? Because I know step 3 is when it ends. I'm gonna say no, I agree, it suits you. We can both fluster Cove, this will be fun. No, I agree. It suits you. Don't finish step 3, wait until early April. Okay. Early April, I can get it for my birthday! That'll be fun! Nice to see someone else knows. The impact might have faded for you living with it this long, but I promise to the onlooker, it's a knockout. Cove couldn't face either of you after that. His cheeks were quickly turning bright red with embarrassment. Oops, wait, did I miss something? You noticed that Baxter looked apologetic over Cove's increased discomfort. I'm sorry. It wasn't intended to mean more than it did. I like your name, but you don't have to mind that. I'm patently against stepping on anyone's toes. He chuckled to himself. It seemed like there was some extra meaning hidden there in his words, and you noticed that Cove raised an eyebrow, picking up on that too. Get the DLC, and my recommendation is to make happiness be the last moment you do before end summer. That's the best I can say without spoiling anything. Okay, Lily, I'm gonna cry. Wait, so Lily, is it gonna matter that we didn't pick to be boyfriend and in person, significant others, Cove to be our boyfriend? Is that gonna matter? Curious. Yes, it does matter. Okay. It matters so much. Wait, do I have to go back and make him our boyfriend? But if we confess later, do we get like a chance to confess? Because our plan was to make Cove confess to us. That's what everyone voted on, or to confess to him later. We're doing the slow burn, the slowest of burns. You missed your chance, I think. Well, I'm restarting and we're gonna have to remake all our decisions. I'm just kidding. I don't know. Wait, do I need to stop and make him our boyfriend really fast? I will go and do that. We will go back. I didn't save, y'all. I didn't save. But keep in mind a few things. One, replayability. That's true. Hi, Kit, welcome in. You didn't save. Okay. We're not that far. Here's what we're gonna do. No, we're not that far. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna load, and he's gonna be our boyfriend. That's fine. It's fine. We're gonna fix this. We're just gonna skip. We're just skipping. We're skipping through life. It's fine. Everything is fine. I want to have the cute ending that's gonna make me cry, so we're just gonna skip through all of this. Oh wait, there's literally a skipped often. This.
Lonnie.
We're tall. We can just make all the same decisions. You felt worried about how things were. Blah, 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 blah. You didn't think much about it. Okay. Oh, we were just listening.
Oh.
Too many options.
You're a good kid.
You're a good kid. If you do an indifferent route, the moment I mentioned it, it's entirely... Well, no, we're in love with Cove right now. Moments are different depending on choices. I think it's cute. Okay, wait. Hold on. We're in love with Cove right now, so does that matter? This is where we made the different choice. And it's trust me, it's worth it. Yeah, reminder to everyone, take your medication if you need to. So wait, so we're still, we're in love with Cove, so, and he's in love with us, like I'm 90% sure.
Hi.
Love doesn't equal dating. I know, Lily, but we wanted him to confess to us, okay?
My pleasure.
Okay, so this is the choice that matters.
Cool.
That's nice. He was your boyfriend. There we go. You vividly remember expressing your feelings for each other. Ooh, you started officially dating years ago. You only got in together recently. Probably, Jackie. Polyamory is legit. There's a specific power to get him to confess. Well, years? We've been dating years? 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 Okay. You've been dating years, and you were in love with him, but that was one thing you hadn't admitted yet, and you were in love with him, but didn't want to talk about that at this point in your life. We'll just haven't admitted it yet. We love him. I'm gonna ask what happened in your playthrough of the road trip moment. Oh, so in our playthrough, okay, so now in this save, we're dating him. Okay, this save, we're dating him, so when the DLC comes out, we can go back and do that, okay? I'm going to load the one that we were playing, though, because I am interested in what happens on the route we're currently doing. Because chat voted to get him to confess to us, so that's the route we're gonna do. But for the DLC, we'll have the other one saved now that we can go back to. So on our road trip one, we had a cute moment. Well, I don't understand. What do you mean? We hung out together on the road trip. Elizabeth made fun of us for like being basically into each other, not dating. And then we were gonna go to sleep, and I had Cove come over to us, and we had like a cute moment of like being cute together. And then he went to sleep, and I went to sleep, and that was the road trip. What do you mean? Could something else happen, Lily? Basker you didn't try to kiss him? No, but we did ask him on a date. We asked him on a date. Wait, you can try to kiss him on the road trip? Okay, Lily, we're playing, so road trip, we had a nervous crush on Cove, so like we weren't being forward, so we didn't initiate like anything, although we did kiss him at the end of the summer, and then we undid that, but we did kiss him at the end of the summer, just to see what would happen. No, he didn't confess to you. No wonder he didn't confess to you. I tried to kiss him in his room, but someone said no. Oh no, you can't miss him in the room if you try to. Oh, so I see. If we try to kiss him, he confesses to us. Well, can he confess to us now? We're adults now. Can he just confess to us now? Like, come on. I'll try to kiss him later. It's fine. It's fine. Slow burn. We're doing the slow burn, y'all. It's fine. Everything is fine. Okay. Oh, if you kiss him in the room at the end of summer, you become dating by default. Gotcha. Blaster didn't even open his eyes to see your faces. No, he had some filling to do. He stood up straighter, striking a slight pose with the position of his feet. Oh, you missed a whole entire CG for not doing that. What's a CG? I didn't know! I didn't know, Lily. You weren't there and I didn't know. I'm a ball, God, what was his accent? I'm a ballroom dancer, hence the phrasing. If you try kissing him on the loft in the road trip, he has a chance of asking you instead of you asking him. I just want to love Cove. Same, Jackie. I'm very upset right now. I kind of feel like I'm gonna cry. It's fine. Everything is fine. Okay? Okay? Can't that happen? I'm sure, I'm almost positive there has to be options in this summer for Cove to confess to us. There has to be options. And at the end of summer, there's an image of your MC and Cove kissing. Well, I guess we'll just have to replay at some point. Everyone go download the game so you can get the different endings. Oh, I don't know much about dancing, but that's pretty cool. You missed it so bad. Lily, you're making me extremely sad right now. It's not hard once you get the basics down. Cove, marry me, Birdie.
How?
No. Let me reenact this like Kappa. Cove, marry me, Birdie. Bird. No. Why not? Because I love another. Who is this mysterious man? Tiff. You. Buddy. I got alert. Thank you for lurking, Raven. I appreciate you. Cove didn't look convinced at all. Baxter took that as a cue to keep talking. Well. Gotta go confess then. Yeah, we'll find a moment. We'll find our moment to confess to Cove. Don't you worry. He grinned in a way that was rapidly becoming familiar to you. If either of you are looking for a partner, I'm available. Cove frowned at the avert forwardness. I'll pass, I think. I'll take you up on that offer sometime. I'd rather not. I could probably show you some move. You didn't answer the questions. If we do that, Cove is gonna be sad, so let's not do that. It's okay, if you wait for the DLC and you're dating, I heard a rumor, don't quote me on this, that you can propose earlier than Nerdy, you still good for D&D today? I am. Raven, actually, I was gonna text. My family's doing Seder tonight, so... Rebecca! So great. So I might, if you're okay, could we maybe push it by like 30 minutes? Because I think we're doing Seder at 4 or 5:30. We're doing it like early, my time. But I'm afraid that we might go till 6:30. I haven't heard timing from them yet, but okay. I'd rather not. Baxter nodded understandingly and let the subject go. After that, there was a lull in conversation, and Cove attempted to fill it.
So...
what made you decide to on Sunset Bird? Oh yes, well, my parents rented a condo, so I had a place to stay while I'm off for a semester from college and not living in the dorms. This accent is terrible, I'm so sorry. There's a playful glint in Baxter's eyes as he continued. Honestly, ideally, they wanted to send me somewhere that wasn't too exciting. But lucky for me, they picked the wrong street, considering the two of you live here. Wow, he is a flirt and a half. We usually don't start till about 30 minutes after it's supposed to start anyways. Fair. In step 4, the DLC will be called Wedding DLC. We can marry Cove? Not a big deal, just get there when you can. Okay, thank you, Raven. Cove is practically reeling over how Baxter found a way to fit comments like that into every single topic thus far. Why do you keep doing that? You don't know us, but you talk like you already do. Cove spoke firm, yet genuinely confused, and Baxter smiled cautiously. I don't feel the need to keep words or praise to myself, and when I say something, I mean it.
See?
Plus, what's the point of spending my off semester alone? The best part of being somewhere is getting to interact with new people. And honestly, the first person who's acknowledged you're attractive and intriguing people. True, you're hidden away in tiny tourist trap, but still. Oh, Baxter! Oh man, I realize how blessed I am to know Baxter's VA. I've heard him speak like entire sentences. Yeah, his voice is beautiful. I cannot copy that. Baxter crossed his arms. After studying your faces a few more seconds, he decided to continue. Am I the only one trying to score a hookup or get a romantic fling started by saying those things? No. That isn't the point of speaking well of others. I was raised better than that. Is he telling us he's down to fuck? Yup. I met him while playing Jackbox while he was drunk. That's amazing, Lily. Yes. Though, would I be fussing if that's what my words led to? Also no. I am flexible. Not a surprise. I can back off with the lines if you don't like the attention, but I would like to be friends if we can. Cove wasn't sure how to respond. He glanced at you, and he continued to look at your face when he spoke. Thanks for answering. I'm not interested in any of that with you. Maybe not the friend thing, but the other part. Give me a free voice line. Would you like me to just DM it to me? I want to hear it. Cove said that looking directly at us. Cove was telling us that he's not into Mass, he's into us. That's what just happened. I can take a hit. It doesn't bother me. I'd appreciate if you didn't do that with me. I'm finding it pretty entertaining. You'll probably annoy a lot of people. You said they're unsure of how to react. Well, we gotta make it also clear to Cove that we like Cove because we need him to confess to us, so I appreciate if you didn't do that with me. I'll keep it in check. Glad we're working things out. Shifting his weight to his other foot, Baxter tried to move forward. So, since we're both already out here, did my arrival interrupt anything? Definitely not. You smiled and slightly agreed. You laughed in a conspiratorial way. You looked away nervously. You told Baxter that you were both waiting to see who was going to move in. I'm gonna laugh conspiratorially. It will be sent over Discord. Perfect! Baxter looked at you curiously. He didn't understand your response, but he chose not to question it and smiled politely instead. Well, if either of you are free, I'd be thrilled to hang out this summer, but we can save the scheduled talk for later. I should get my things inside. I can't even explain the context behind the voice clip, but it's set now. Do we want to listen, everyone? Do we want to listen to this voice clip of this Baxter? Can I share it on stream? Is that okay, Lily? I'm gonna hold off and not share until you tell me it is. Yeah, it was free, so feel free. Okay, good. Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Yeah, like, you know, yeah.
Can you hear that? Did he just say meow? Is that what I just heard? Meow. Amazing. A+. He gave a small nod of the head and flashed you both a dazzling smile.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. For today. Cove simply waved goodbye. Bye. Play it again? Okay, hold on. Let me... Bye. I did hear it. Bassett then turned on his heels and strolled back to his suitcase, picking it up and bringing it to his condo. You and Cove were silent as Bassett unlocked the door and disappeared inside the house. I'm already drawing that. Lily. Beautiful. With him completely out of the scene, Cove let a long breath. Some people have great voices, and I'm over here with my potato. Potato, 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 potato. Me too, Aki. I feel like there's something about like super deep voices that I'm just like, damn, your voice is so nice to listen to. And I don't know what it is. Deep or like very high. It's like the range of octaves. Or soft. I don't know.
Potato, 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 potato. Hey.
Thanks, Sassy. With completely out of the scene, Cove let out a long breath.
Well,
I don't know how I'm gonna explain that guy to my dad. You burst into a fit of laughter, trying to imagine the conversation. At least the job is done. We saw the new neighbor, and now we can go meet up with Terry and Miranda. Yeah, we should get going. He gave Baxter Condo one last glance over your shoulder. You were looking forward to seeing more of him. You thought he was charming. You were not interested in him. You weren't sure how to feel. You thought he gave a pretty bad first impression. You decided he definitely wasn't someone you liked. I love you! I love you, Lily me! Me at Cove, yeah, same. You weren't sure how to feel. Honestly, you didn't know if you could ever come to a conclusion about him. Baxter was just so different. Turning your attention back to Cove, you pushed all thoughts of Baxter aside. You both started making your way towards town. A little while later, you and Cove reached a main street in town. All of a sudden, you stopped walking. What's wrong? I think I hear my phone. You dug your cell phone out and looked at it with a satisfied grin. There was a new message. Before you could read it, you were distracted by a small, amused noise from Cove. His head was slightly tilted to the side as he carefully looked at your old keychain. I can't believe you still have that. Of course I do. I love it. You shouldn't be surprised. Well, someone was crazy enough to get it for me. I may as well use it. You shrugged. You quietly blushed at him pointing it out. I'm gonna blush. You weren't expecting him to remark on the keychain today. He knew you still had it. You watched him study it, smiling warmly. He must have been remembering the day he bought it for you. Who does love Birdie? She's a fantastic person and friend. Kid! No, you! No, you!
it's nice.
I'm actually glad you like it. He looked from the keychain to you. His smile reached his eyes. It makes me happy seeing you care about it and everything. It makes me happy that you're happy. Smiling, you refocused on the text at hand. You opened the new text from Miranda, and all you saw was, I can see you. Immediately. Flora! Thank you for the raid, Flora! Welcome in, welcome in! How are you? What were you streaming? What were you playing? Welcome, raiders! If you don't already know me, my name is Jules, aka Birdie. I'm an LGBTQIA+ variety streamer. Flora, everyone.
Flowering away?
This is so hard to mirror directions. There we go.
The other coins I missed? I think I got them all now.
Pipes.
Okay. So is it about the direction it's walking?
I'm always so interested in other people's clips. I love that. How was your Final Fantasy stream? Was it fun? That was a very old clip. It's been pulling everyone's super old clips lately. I don't know why that's been happening. Oh yes, I was explaining myself. I am also neurodivergent, and we are playing Our Life, which, if you have not played it before, is a super inclusive LGBTQIA+ visual novel. We are finally in step 3, which is when you're young adults with your neighbor / love interest Cove. And we are at the very beginning of the summer still. We actually haven't started any of the stuff yet. But basically, we're in love with Cove, and he's basically in love with us. And and we're exploring life, and we're figuring out being people together. I don't even understand why someone clipped that. Great question. I don't know either. Thank you for hosting, Minty. I appreciate that. Pronouns. Hold on. Did that do it? Okay, there you go. Yes, so the pronoun links. If you are comfortable, please click the first one. It is an extension if you don't already have it on Chrome. And it will allow others to see your pronouns in chat so that everyone can be welcome and supported and be addressed correctly. I unfortunately cannot see it on my website, so if you feel comfortable and wish to share your pronouns with me, if you haven't already, I would love to know what your pronouns are. Mine are she, hers. Our characters' pronouns are they, them. So you will see that in the game. We are a non-binary character. Yeah. Something awesome about Our Life beginnings and always Cove canonically has undiagnosed autism. Yes, that is also true. I think I only have a couple of clips anyways. Would be fine. That makes sense, Flora. Yeah, I'm good. The stream is good. How are you? I'm great. We're having a lovely morning. We learned that because we didn't choose to be dating Cove at the beginning of the summer, that we have ruined all of our chances. I'm just kidding. But Lily was making me upset. That we might not get him to confess to us, but that is our goal. We're doing a slow burn right now with Cove. I have it, but not on Chrome. But I don't have it on my phone, so if you don't see it, it's because I'm not on my computer. That's true, Lily, which is why I also like to always ask in chat if people are comfortable. Ooh, love some good autistic rep, right? We love some good autistic rep, and Cove is just the best cinnamon bun of a human being ever, and so I think it's just lovely. And thank you for sharing your pronouns, Kit and Lily. I appreciate it. All right, let us continue. If you have any questions, anyone, feel free to ask. You're also allowed to help pick all of what we do, pretty much. I move kind of quick through some of the side ones, but a lot of them, if it's like a big decision with Cove, we'll like wait and figure out what we want to do. Okay. Immediately from where you stood, you started swiveling your head around. You couldn't spot Miranda anywhere. We're meeting up with our friends right now, too. That's where we're at currently. But she did send you more messages. Haha. What was Miranda's voice? I don't remember. I see you looking. Where are you? Come on. Really, Randy? Oh, we get to choose. Where are you? Really, Randy? Haha, come on. The message was sent and you were back to looking around, scanning for any sign of movement and familiar faces, but they were still invisible. Cove looked at you carefully, raising an eyebrow. She, her. Got it. Pryra took Mina. Mina? Is it okay to call you Mina, or do you prefer Pryra? Tell me what you prefer. The reason it's not mentioned in the game is simple and also common in real life. His parents never realized it as a possibility, so he grew up undiagnosed. I love that, because that's so accurate to what happens to so many people. So that's really cool that they thought to do it that way. Most people just call me Pryra. Okay, you got it. Also, if I say that wrong, also let me know. I am dyslexic, so I don't always read names correctly. The message was sent and you were back to looking around, scanning for Cove already did that. Miranda, come out! You sighed at the ridiculousness. You burst into laughter over her antics. You sent your own joking text. Let's send a text back. I just realized that my extension wasn't working. Let me refresh. Oh, good. Yes. Talking about autistic, there's a possibility that I may be autistic. Yeah, Kit, I remember you talking about that last time. Have you decided to do any, like, self-diagnosis, or do you have any plans to figure it out, or do you know what's going on? The reason it's because it would be difficult to write a diagnosis into the games, as it would feel a bit forced, especially at this point. Yeah, I agree, Lily. It would be really hard. I love the representation. I wish there was, like, a way for them to make it clear that, like, without, like, being stereotypical, that, and by stereotypical, I mean, like, forcing things, you know? I don't know. I have diagnosed autism. Cool. I feel like a lot of people in this community have autism, which is really, really awesome. I'm glad we have a safe space for people. And having ADHD, I know that there's a lot of overlap with autism, and so I'm sure we can all relate to each other in some capacity, being neurodivergent. I recently figured out myself that I'm autistic. Wow, I love this! We can make a big, cozy community. They wrote him with that in mind, however, and specified outside of game that he was autistic. That is awesome, Lily. I really love that. No problem. It's usually pronounced pyractomia. Pyractomia, so Pura? I tried. I will keep trying and get it right. Just give me some grace with it. I'll get it right. No worries. If you want to keep hiding, Cove, if you want to keep hiding, Cove and I can just go do our own stuff without you. That's what you decided on. You smirked, hitting send on that message. Cove looked at you curious, raising an eyebrow. Huh? What's happening? Before you could even begin explaining anything to Cove, you both snapped your attention to the yelling from across the street. Pyra. No fear, drink. Thank you, I appreciate that. I get really stressed reading names, so I appreciate you working me through it. Pyra, got it. Also, not going to spoil anything, but I heard that apparently there is a character that is trans. Well, the transition happens in step 4, from what I've heard. That's awesome. We love some representation up in here. At the moment, just self-research and do some personal introspection. That is still really awesome, kid. I'm glad you've like found that out for yourself, because I feel like it makes a lot of things in life make sense when you learn about your own neurodivergency. And there you saw Miranda and Terry coming out from behind the backside wall of a grocery store. They both started waving wildly to draw even more attention to themselves. Cove took a step in their direction. He grinned and waited for them to get closer. Laughing and arm in arm, the girls stopped only to look both ways and then rushed across the empty street.
Hi.
Thank you for hosting! I can't read the name. Who just hosted? It will update in a second, I think. Maybe. I don't know. Thank you, whoever that was. I super appreciate it. I don't know why I'm having trouble reading. It got really small on my screen. But thank you, I appreciate you. Yeah, I was gonna get proper tested, but then life got hectic and it didn't get around to it. Hey, you know what? It's totally valid, especially with autism and any other kind of neurodivergency, to do self-diagnosis. I feel especially when it comes to autism, for some reason, doctors and psychologists do not want to diagnose people. They like feel it because of like the own stigmatizing that they've created and media has created. They feel like it's bad to be autistic, which is not at all. It's just a different way of being. Your brain just works differently. And so I feel like there's a rapid rate of underdiagnosis for that too. So self-diagnosis for autism is like super, super valid. And it's expensive. Great point, Lily. It's so expensive to get any kind of like psychological evaluation. B10 Ben Live. Oh, you were the one that hosted. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I just realized the person I read it went offline, so might as well host the one I enjoy watching separately. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. That makes me feel all kinds of warm and fuzzy feelings. I actually found out all my friends already assumed that I knew I was autistic. Oh, that's really interesting, Pyra. So I find that, like, and I don't know if anyone else who has any kind of neurodivergency feels this way, but I feel like most of my friends are also neurodivergent in some capacity, and I think it's just because our brains work similarly, and so we like understand each other and like the way we communicate better. And maybe that's just like been my experience, but I have found that a lot of my friends are either autistic or have ADHD or have some other kind of neurodivergence. And yeah, I think it's so interesting. I would love to see like research or something on it. I have to do another examination to get an up-to-date one for my records, but for when I apply for disability. Yeah, that's important, Lily. I hate that you have to like have that to get disability, but it's important because that stuff is useful. All this talk reminds me of growing up, getting tested multiple times and having some doctors say I am autistic and other doctors say I'm not autistic. That's interesting, Terrible. So are you just like unclear on your diagnosis, or do you how do you identify, I guess? Have you done any like self-diagnosis with it? If you're comfortable sharing, obviously no pressure to do that. I think it just goes to show though that like doctors don't like to give people diagnoses of things or share what they are. I do think we tend to find each other. I totally agree. Like how LGBTQ people tend to form common friend groups. Yeah, well, I think it goes to the whole notion of like chosen family, right? Especially in the LGBTQIA2S plus alphabet mafia family. Like there's a lot of rejection that comes with either being neurodivergent and there's a lot of like it's hard to keep friends because I don't know about you all, but for me, the way my brain works, it can be really, really hard to keep up with people because I just lose track of time. Like time just like doesn't exist with me. And so like it can feel like 2 minutes since I've talked to someone and it can have been like actually 8 months. So I feel like, but if someone else also has some kind of neurodivergence and their brain works similar to that, then, you know, it just works. Thank you for the follow, Pyra. I super appreciate that. And then so it's like your own chosen family, and it's the same with the alphabet mafia. Like there's a lot of rejection there, and you're not sure who you're safe with. So, you know, yeah. I have gone on a rampage. I am sorry. I am all over the place. Anywho, back to Cove and Miranda. Look how pretty Miranda is. Oh my god, she's freaking gorgeous. Wow, my knees feel like they're being torn from my legs and I want to cry. When can my MRI get scheduled? Oh my god, Lily, what's wrong? I'm so sorry. I just went to download last night's VOD of your Monster Prom stream or our co-stream. There's a channel that uploaded a video called Autism in Media and a lot of the traits she mentioned that makes me reevaluate. Interesting. Honestly, I have no idea. I just know I've always had a hard time keeping up with other children in school. That totally valid, Terrible. Keeping up, I guess, keeping up how with people, because I struggled a lot with in school, and there's like a variety of reasons for that. So it could be like a lot of different things that are chronically underdiagnosed. The song at the end of life is strange. Chapter 2 is muted. Oh my god, why would they do that? It's a video game. Twitch and its weird muting things. I don't know what's going on. Alright, what was Miranda's voice? I don't remember. Hi, I hope you weren't waiting too long.
Hey, buddies.
Hey, buddies! Hi. Terry's so cute too! Wait, I love this. That joke was not funny. I'm amazed. How did you appear out of nowhere like that? I'm happy to see you too. I thought you both knew better than to jaywalk. I wouldn't say that one. They started giggling again. Terry glanced at Miranda, wondering what their story should be. That's a DMCA thing. It's so dumb. Yeah, I don't understand, Jackie, because I didn't. So this is always interesting to me. I get dinged a lot on my YouTube when I upload the VODs to YouTube for like songs in the video games, but on Twitch I don't usually get dinged for them, so it's very confusing. But then sometimes I get dinged for things on Twitch that I don't on YouTube, and I just like don't understand, to be honest with you. Okay. They started giggling again. Terry glanced at Miranda, wondering what their story should be. Oh, I read that. It was magic? Gesturing in a vaguely whimsical manner, Terry went along with the decision. Looking right there, here you can see the diversity, and I love it, right? We love it so much. This game, I stand this game. This game is amazing. A while ago, I will say though, and I think this is important, I haven't seen a ton of Asian representation in this game. So I will say that. I wish there was some more Asian representation. But I love the diversity, generally. It's so good. So good. Neurodiversity, LGBTQIA diversity, BIPOC diversity. We stan it. We stan it. The DEMCA laws are outdated, and our fair use play should include streaming. I feel like fair use play... Jackie, you're hitting my legal brain. I'm gonna have to do some research. I actually like haven't looked into it that much, but I should. A while ago I heard the telescreen of Final Fantasy. I can't read Roman numerals, but I'm guessing that's 7. Up for a few minutes before I started my stream, and that part got muted. That's interesting, Flora. I wonder why. Oh, actually, the sequel has an Asian American non-binary character, but I can't say much more. Yes! I stan them. This is great. I love that. I was thinking that the Asian representation was lacking in this game, so I'm glad that they addressed that in the next one by making the sequel, its main character, be non-binary Asian American. So good. Love that. Okay. And magicians never reveal their secrets too. Ooh. That's fair. Terry then closed the distance between her and Cove and crushed him in a painfully tight hug. You're finally here. It's been so long. What took you? He did his best to eke out a reply, but with his chest being compressed. Sorry. Eventually, she let him go. Terry looked at him with a beaming smile, but Cove was distracted, rubbing his arms. Their love interest, all the love interests in the beginnings and always are male, but in now and forever, they're not all male. I love that. I was thinking that as well, that in this game that your only options are males. So I like that there is more diversity in the next one. And I love that they're making it better each game. That's amazing. Love that so much. All right. Eventually she let him go. Terry looked at him with a beaming smile, but Cove was distracted, rubbing his arms. I don't want to be lectured for needing to rest again, though. Lily, if you know you need to rest, you should go rest. And that is my story for you. Standing there, Miranda shifted her weight to her other hip. She watched Cove patiently with a bashful smile. Welcome back. Thanks. It finally felt official. Everyone was together in one place. From here, you weren't sure how often you would have another afternoon like this again. They didn't either.
So?
Cove. Terry poked Cove square in the chest. You're gonna have to get me your schedule by time yesterday.
No way.
Not possible, Terry, but I can say as soon as I know. So far, work hasn't said anything. But I can tell you I'm busy with Orca activities. What's Orca, Cove? When Cove wasn't at his part-time job or pursuing his athletic interests, he volunteered for Ocean Restoration, California affiliation, Orca. Oh, we're in California! Well, now we have a location for this. The bill is not going to be nice later, though. I'm in pajamas on my bed with the lights off. I think that's close enough. Do you have a migraine or like a concussion, Lily? I'm still pulling stickers off my body, though. Pulling stickers? What does that mean? No wonder I'm feeling chilly, because you are cool, too. Nice. I showered yesterday to get the sticker out of my hair. Sticker? Lily, you're gonna have to explain what the sticker situation here. The group focused on cleaning up beaches and removing pollution from the ocean. Cove always loved the sea. It didn't surprise you one bit when he started getting involved with them. It was Cove's activity. You joined Orca too after learning of it. You were an Orca member and introduced Cove to it. Oh no, I feel like this was Cove's thing. I feel like we would have joined after learning about it from Cove because we support Cove in all his endeavors. Their big smash event for the year is coming up, right? Isn't it? Yeah, there's not much that Not that much more to do before then, but I'm kind of looking forward to the fundraiser push. Hopefully we can pull it off. If anyone can do it, it's you two. And even if it goes really badly, it still look good on a college application at least. That's true. No, I had a seizure. It was one of incident according to the doctors. And anyway, I'm out of the ER and I only have a little bit of a headache. Lily, that's so scary. I hope you're okay. I'm glad it was only a one-off. I hope it's only a one-off. Please take care of yourself. If you need to not be here, or you need to lurk, or you need to whatever, take care of yourself. Your health is the most important thing. Yeah, it is, but I recovered quickly because my Guatamo pillow was arriving. I love that for you. That's an important reason to recover.
Hey!
Hey, guess what else? We don't have to stand here to say stuff. Let's go! I would like a meal now. Perking up, Cove nodded in agreement. Filled with determination. Undertales. Yeah, I'm hungry. Time to head out. The four of you headed into town, happily chatting the whole way. The only decision left to make was there exactly to stop and eat. The rest of the afternoon and evening passed by in a blink of an eye. When night fell, it was time to head home, and you parted ways with Miranda and Terry. You and Cove reached your neighborhood without event. It was late enough that your out-of-the-way street was dark and silent. You were walking tiredly after such a long day. You strolled with a skip in your step. You rambled along. Cove was giving you a piggyback ride. Obviously, always. It's always the option we're gonna pick. Besides, I can't die if our life beginning always isn't fully released. The motivation to live is strong, Padawan. I feel you. So there's only gonna be 4 options, right, for this summer? For, like, events, I mean. It was a long day out and about. You appreciate that you could rely on him to make things more comfortable for you. You tightened your grip on Cove and turned your head ever so slightly, peering at his face out of the corner of your eye. You wondered why he felt so distant to you. It was out of character. For a while, Cove silently stared ahead and left you alone with your own thoughts. It surprised you when you did hear his voice all of a sudden. He still wouldn't look at you. It feels weird coming back to the neighborhood and trying to get into things like they're the same. And they're not. They've changed. They're still changing. Your mouth felt uncomfortably dry all of a sudden. It was true, the things that kept the people you knew together were starting to disappear. Each person had to make their own priorities and their own path now that it wasn't set for them. You thought about your own immediate future. You had been considering more and more, and ideas were starting to settle in your mind. You hoped to go to school full-time, to go to school part-time, to work full-time, to work part-time, to focus on time that's not school or work. What do we want to do for our future? What should we do? So I should ask, if you had to pick between Basu and Derek to date, if you couldn't date Cove, who would you pick so far? Derek. Derek was hella respectful when we rejected him last summer, because he basically asked us out, and we said, no, sorry, we're in love with Cove. And Derek went, I figured. I hope we can still be friends. And then he was like super, super respectful. So 100% Derek. Also, I don't know this Baxter kid yet, except for the 5 minutes he was flirting with us. So, all right, I'm gonna do. All right, I can't wait for you to see older Derek. I mean, young Derek was pretty cute. So, is older Derek cute? I'm gonna do a poll to see what should we do with our lives. Haha, our lives, get it? That's the name of the game. I'm sorry for the spelling, because I'm doing it quick, so everything is misspelled, and you get to see the full force of my dyslexia. Is there an option just to be with Cove, though? Because that's what I want to do with my life. I just want to be with my life. Okay, here we go. It's gonna be a minute poll. Starting now. School. Wait, work part-time. Well, go ahead and vote. It's up at the top if anyone doesn't want to say it in chat. We're part-time for sure. I can't wait for the DLC so you can work. You can work in the DLC? That's super cool. My option is to work on Cove. Oh, wait, that sounds really weird. I mean, to live my best life with Cove and not cave into capitalism society that forces you to spend thousands of dollars on school or spend your whole entire life working and just be with the love of our lives and do the best that we can by the ocean. Yeah. Anyways, vote in the poll. I think it's cool that you can work in the DLC. That's really awesome. Okay, it looks like work part-time is going to win. So if you feel differently, make sure to vote now. Alright, work part-time it is. Oh, we could choose more than one. What was the other one that people wanted? Let me see. Work full-time. Alright, so that's all we're doing. We're just working. And that was the basics. For your career, you thought you'd find a company to work at, work online, do contract work, start your own business. Ooh, we're entrepreneurs. We're starting our own business. Let's not work for the corporate man. Step 4 takes place in version of 2021 where the pandemic never happened. Rest in peace, education. Well, you know, yeah, education's important. Oh god, Dharma, what's that work on Cove? Oh god. I stand by that. I stand by the quote. I would rather work with Cove and work on his lap. Oh no, that's worse. I didn't say that. I'm going to never talk again. That's fine. We're fine here. Everything is fine. Anyways, that's all. And for that, you wanted to stay local, go to a different part of the state, go out of state, go abroad, travel around to different places to work on Cove. Oh, no, I hate it. But on the show, you're just digging the hole deeper. I am. The hole is as deep as can be. I hope Cove James Holden isn't lurking. I don't think they are. I could check. If you are, please speak now so I can stop embarrassing myself in front of the Cove of this group. It'll be all happening so soon. You only applied to jobs, you'd only made plans for a trip, you started to prepare for what was coming. You hadn't begun to think about any of that. I'm gonna say we're preparing. And you'd been open about your situation and everyone knew, and you'd only spoken about this with family and those you were close to like Cove. And you kept it all to yourself, and Cove was the only person who knew. I feel like we probably would have talked to our families about it. Now you wondered what Cove had in mind. You had heard him consider some things for his future, but it was never anything that would have counted as a real plan. Cove stopped in the middle of the street. He sighed and put you down. You were both outside of your houses. Cove looked at the ground for a moment. His mouth trembled, trying to settle on the right words to say. So, are you still thinking about working and stuff while traveling? Yeah, you remembered. Cove closed his eyes and nodded while he composed his thoughts. He looked at you when he lifted his head. I decided on something. Well, kind of. He smiled slightly and rubbed his arms, and then his expression grew more serious. I'm not going to decide on school or a career, not this summer. I'm going to stay here, at least in Sunset Bird. I'll probably move out of my dad's place. I'll keep working on my job, keep doing my volunteer stuff, and keep everything else.
I don't know.
Maybe I'll know what I want for myself by fall or next year, or maybe I'll never have a plan. Life will continue on with whatever's happening. I'm not going to crush myself trying to have everything figured out by a timeline that someone else has set. I just can't do it. Yes, Cove, I stand that. His brow furrowed and his tone was tense. It was clear how much his expectations were weighing on him. I know that's not very exciting, but it's the best I can do right now. He laughed derisively, but with the way his face looked at you, he thought he actually wanted to cry. Aww. You looked at him deeply, you smiled. I will look at him deeply. Your plan sounds very you. I'll miss you. I wanted you to come with me. Oh, don't say that. Okay. It could have been anything else. I'm gonna say, your plan sounds very you. Nothing about his plan surprised you. Honestly, you felt like you should have seen it coming. But regardless, you had to support him every step of the way. He exhaled, releasing some tension in his shoulders. Thanks for hearing me out. You know, looking respectfully and deeply. I'm looking respectfully at you, sir. Anyways, you knew well enough to know that Cove wasn't feeling completely better about the way things were. No matter what's happening, No matter what's happening, I just want you to know that you won't ever lose me. I won't really be gone. I'll still be there for you the best I can, whether it's long distance or whatever else. Cove's whole expression softened, his lips pulled into an affectionate smile.
It's okay.
Devin, you deserve to have everything you want in life. Oh my god, Cove. You laughed at his bold declaration. Thank you, Cove. I want you to have everything you want in life. You didn't know how to respond to that. You tear it up. You're wonderful. All of these, all of them into one sentence. You're wonderful. I'm crying. I want you to have everything in life. Oh my god. I'm gonna cry right now, but I want you to have everything you want in life, Cove. That flew out of your mouth immediately, but you meant every word. His mouth pulled into a delicate grin. Did we just eat, Jer? Oh god, why? That quote's still, I'm still scarred from that. Looking at you fondly, Cove took a step closer. Are we about to kiss? Cove, are we gonna kiss right now? I'm down. And he placed a hand on your shoulder. No, okay. Well, the warmth from his proximity helped relax you. He spoke to you softly. Wholeheartedly, he meant every word. Things are hard right now. It scares me, but it will be okay. It'll be more than okay. Now that things are up to us, we can make our lives better than they ever were. You believed him. You appreciated his to put on a brave face. You felt unsure. You felt better after his reassurance. I do. Whether Cove realized it or not, he said exactly what you needed to hear. He was right, and you almost felt excited, wanting to know what kind of future was waiting for you a few years from now. Well, it's been fun. Taylor, gotta head to work. Have a great rest of your stay. And thank you for being here, Terrible. I super appreciate you. Hope you have a great day at work. Oh god, these quotes. I need to stop talking. Whether Cove, what kind of future years from now? Deeply, you met Cove's gaze. You nodded. That quote 42 was for Cove, JK. Which one? I'll milk your cow. Oh! Lily! Someone send Lily to jail. Someone send Lily to jail. Time to stop typing so I don't say anything worse. Thank you for lurking, Dharma. I appreciate it. Deeply, you met Cove's gaze. You nodded. Thank you, Jackie. Appreciate it. Oh, thank you, Dharma, too. His expression morphed into a look of careful confidence. Clearly, he was still struggling with this topic, and you wondered what else might be on his mind. Hey, what if I didn't mean it like that? You meant it like that. You meant it like that, Lily. You just said I'll stop so I don't say anything worse. I'm sorry. What was the other intonation there? Clearly, we have a farm on Stardew Valley. Yes, I do, in fact, have a beach farm in Stardew Valley. You wonder what else might be on his mind. This was a great start, I think, but it's not over, is it? We'll have to keep talking about it going forward. Yeah. Cove softly reiterated his promise. It'll be okay. We'll still always be there for each other. It's that good with you? It is. Cool. That's cool. I'll see you tomorrow, Devin. I'm already looking forward to it. Night. He pulled you into an unexpected hug. It knocked the breath out of you, yet couldn't have been a more reassuring feeling. You returned his embrace and stayed that way for as long as you could.
Good night.
Night. He finally let go, giving you another smile. Then Cove started walking away, but you remained there, frozen in the middle of the street. You watched him and wondered how many more times will he be able to say that. He'll see you tomorrow. You hoped for countless more times. Finally, you turned towards your own house. You vowed to yourself that you would make the most of every moment you had this summer. I'm gonna cry, Cove. Then please explain to me how it should be taken. And on the beach farm, we have cows. And he gets a phone call, so I'm milking his cow for him. Clearly also. That's how I meant it. That's how that quote is meant. I was talking about cows, so there you go. All right, which one do we want to do? Hang, Aaron, Talks, Charity, Drive. I think I'll only probably be able to do part of this one. because it's getting almost at 3 hours, and usually at the 3-hour mark, my brain starts getting tired of reading. So we'll see how far we can get. But do we want to do hang, errands, talk, charity, or drive? Talk sounds like we're gonna have a serious conversation. I don't know if my heart is ready for that. Errands sounds like it could be cute. Charity sounds like the event. Drive, it sounds like we're gonna go on a drive. I don't know. Drive sounds like a date. You want to do drive? Oh, do you have Animal Crossing? I have Sunset Bird Island on Animal Crossing. Drive isn't a date. Well, it could be, Lily. Is it just you and Cove? Because that could be a date. I don't have Animal Crossing. I really, really want to get it, but I don't have a Switch. I'm saving for one currently. But I would love to see your island. You should send me pictures. But Drive is worth it and wholesome. It's you, Cove, and Kira. Can we kiss him in Drive? Because that's all I want. I'm sorry, I should have made... Okay, Jackie, just for you, I will do a special Jackie stream in my Discord where I will just do that read done where we're now dating, and we will speed through it with the options to kiss Cove, okay? And then you can just kiss him as much as you want and not slow burn your way through it. You can almost sleep in the same bed. Almost. In Drive? Let's do it. We're doing Drive. That's all I needed to hear. That's all I needed to hear. Like a lazy cat, you stretched your arms above your head and yawned, blinking your eyes sleepily. The day was warm and pleasant, and you were lounging on the couch in the living room, finding it difficult to do much in that moment. Your moms and Liz had gone out shopping, looking for some new items for your sisters to take back and decorate your college dorm with. They asked if you wanted to go with them, but you declined. For you, today was all about relaxation. Cove had dropped by to spend some time with you, content to join him doing nothing. Kira mentions the walls are thin and no funny business is allowed. Kira! So naturally, no funny business happens. I don't believe that for a second. I bet I could convince Cove to sleep with me. In the same bed. Cove had dropped to spend some time with you, content to enjoy with doing nothing. The two of you had been chatting idly as you lazed around talking about the other things you had planned for the summer. You were sitting next to him. He sat on the couch while you sat on your own. He sat on the couch while you were fully stretched out on the other. You were stretched out across him, and he sat on the couch. Well, we have to pick that option just for Jackie. We have physical touch love communicator, I guess. Trust me, you'll try, but not succeed. Lily, I trust you. I know you know what happens. You had your feet propped up on one of the armrests and used Cove as a comfy cushion beneath your head, totally settled in. Cove was tense, his leg almost as stiff as two logs. That made things not as comfortable as you had hoped for. The day dragged on, and you found yourself yawning more and more, often between conversations. You had almost dozed off completely when suddenly a buzz rang out, disturbing the silence. Yes, relax, Cove. Cove isn't as comfortable with physical touch as we are. It's fine. If he didn't want us to be on him, then we would move, because consent is important. So it couldn't have been that. Cove pulled his phone from his back pocket and checked the screen. His movement had jostled you, so you tried to readjust your position to get it right again. Oh. It's my mom. Cove waved his phone in the air, giving you a small smile. I'm going to take this. I'll be right back. He carefully nudged you to move. You made a small noise. Why'd you have to leave for that? Sure, okay. It's your mom? Can I hear? You held on to him to keep him there. Oh, no, I don't like that. No forcing Cove to stay. If Cove wants to leave, he should be allowed to leave. You may try so hard, but you don't succeed. When you try so hard, but you don't succeed. To sit on Cove's lap. Made a small noise. Come on, Devin. I have to take this. Moving is hard, Cove. He poked you again, and finally, with a groan, you relented and let him get up. He got to his feet and stretched out, answering the call and holding the phone to his ear as he headed off. Hey, Mom, what's up? Tell her I said hi. Don't keep me waiting long. You blow him a kiss. There you go, Jackie. You waved him goodbye. I want to say tell her I said hi, but I know you want to blow him a kiss, Jackie. I know you. Oh my god. Jackie's just totally gonna control the stream from now on. It's Jackie. But also. Tell Shrek I said hi. Alright, tell Shrek I said hi. He turned to give you a nod, smiling as he walked towards the back door. Backwards towards the door. That's impressive. The luck. Sorry, I ran off. Had to take care of some stuff. Of course, Flora, hey, lives happen. Streams are long. You were just streaming. I am happy to have you here. I'm happy to have the lurks. I value your companionship, but also if you have life things you need to do, go do your life things. Everyone, no one is trapped in my streams, ever. The lock clicked behind him as he exited the house, and you sank back onto the cushions, idly trying to decide what to do next. After eliciting to grab your own phone from its charger, you resumed your position on the couch, tapping away at the screen. Your mind drifted away from thoughts of Cove and his phone call with all many ways your device could distract you. It was an effective enough way to kill the time, and you had managed to do various little things when the door opened again and Cove returned.
Hey.
I'm back. You watched as Cove strolled over to where you were still sitting. So, good news or bad news? He sighed dramatically and let his forehead fall against the back of the couch. I know I just came back from visiting my mom, but, well, last time I flew there, every time I just fly there and back, and so there's a lot of stuff I left over there because I couldn't take it all with me on the plane. Now that I'm not going to be visiting her like I used to, I'll have to go back and get it at some point. He gave you a look that you thought seemed almost guilty. Some of it's pretty big, so it's not really practical to have it shipped. I can drive over and pick it up. When will you go? That's what my mom wanted to know. She thought it'd be best to do it soon before things get even busier. He paused and let out a soft sigh, his shoulders dropping as if he really didn't want to be the one to have to tell you that. I think that's probably the idea that makes the most sense too. It'd be good to get it over and done with. I'll be setting out as soon as I can. Oh, another trip already then? He sighed and dropped his head again. You could tell he wasn't any happier about having to go than you were about seeing him leave. I should be washing the old Fruits Basket, but here I am. No thoughts, only Cove. Hey, Fruits Basket, I'm a Fruba girl. Have you seen the new anime? It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. If you, the old one does not compare. Are you just trying to get away from me? You didn't know what to say. Fine. It's not a big deal. I'm gonna be sad. You didn't know what to say. Look up again. You met his bright aquamarine eyes, finding a sad smile tugging on his lips.
Oh.
Oh. Suddenly his eyebrows jumped and his eyes lit up like a lamp. You could come with me. What? You could come. Should come. My visits to my mom are usually special, so she and I spend time together. But this time, it's not like that. It's an errand. My plan is to drive out on one morning, spend the night, and then we can pack up the car the next morning and turn right back around. It'll only take 2 days for the whole thing. You thought to yourself for a moment, amused by Cove's excitement. Are you sure it would be okay if I go? No, I must rewatch the old one first. Why? The old one is so wrong. It's not like the manga at all. It makes me sad because I was obsessed with Kyo and all of the manga. I said I would, so I have to. Oh, I got you. New Fruit Basket is so good. It's so good. It is so good. Anyone else, like, sometimes base their personality on a character? Because when I was younger, my personality was 100% based on Toru. I heard so, but I can't watch it until I finish the first. Lily, I'm sorry for your loss. What a waste of time. Why not? I probably could use the company. It's a pretty long drive for one person. A sprinkling of color spread over his cheeks as he admitted quietly. And I'd just really like to have you around. Plus, you'd have a chance to see my mom in person. I know she'd be happy to see you again. You bounced on the spot as you radiated excitement. When should we leave? I'll have to let my moms know, but as long as you've got nothing else important on the days we pick, then there's no reason I wouldn't be able to go. Cove's face brightened, and you were sure the prospect of having a travel buddy made the task seem less tiresome. I'll call my mom back and tell her. We can pick a time right now. You spent some time together going over your schedules and making plans for when you would like to take the trip. You needed to fit it around both of your work schedules, which took a bit of doing, but came together in the end. Sigh. I should get it over with then, huh? It's only like, what, 8 episodes or something? And it's not accurate to the manga, and it's just not as good as it could be, and I don't know how else to tell you what about it, but it just makes me sad. And they ended in a really weird place. I'm gonna reread the manga again. Yes, kid, do it. but I do want to watch Astro Boy. I've heard Astro Boy's good. I want to watch, has anyone seen Hilda? I want to watch Hilda. I think I've mentioned something like this before, but I wish I could have chosen Cove, your love, interest, gender at the start of the game, instead of having the male interest being your only option. I agree, Flora. We were just talking about that earlier, how, like, we love this game and there's a lot of amazing inclusive things about it, but, like, there was some stuff that we think needed to be added in. And I guess Lily was saying that in the next game, oops, hitting the mic. In the next game, they actually have that be an option where you get to date other characters besides Cove, and that there's a non-binary love interest besides Cove, besides boys. That's what I meant to say. And there's women and stuff as well. So, and there's more AIP representation. I should catch up on Hear Me. I don't think I know that one. And I should keep reading Shortcake Cake. I wish Astro Boy do you want to read. I don't know that much about it. So any of them, I guess, right now? Hilda is good. I haven't finished the second season yet. It's very cozy. Okay, I've heard wonderful things about it, so I wanted to watch it. The sequel is the one for the girl and the non-binary, like, dateable characters. Oh, so are there just gonna be, like, no males in that game? Growing up, I read Case Closed Detective Conan. I've heard of that one. I haven't actually ever read that one. I didn't mean to say read. Which Astro Boy do you want to watch? Same answer. Same answer, though. Same answer. Luckily, it was only a 2-day trip, so finding a couple free days in a row wasn't impossible. It wasn't long before the dates were finally set and all the plans were made. You were excited for the trip. You were contented with the plans. You were nervous. I'm excited. That is freaking homophobic as hell, Twitch. They just blocked non-binary. What the hell? What, Twitch? What is that? What? Twitch. You and me, we're having a serious conversation right now. I am sick of you blocking LGBTQIA plus terms within people's chats. That is not okay. That is homophobic. I know no Twitch executive is going to see this, but this is me telling you that. That is not protective. That is not helping anyone. In fact, you're just breeding terminology that is not... Oh my god, I'm going to... Anywho's, I'll read the comment now. I think it's just a disappointment, but also surprise, kind of, because Cove just sounds like a non-binary name to me. Right? I think Cove could have been a non-binary character, and that would have been nice. I do like that we get to be non-binary, and that's how we've played. We've been playing as a non-binary character. I think that's been really nice, but I do wish that you could have chosen. That would have been great. Okay, so the 60s, or gender neutral, yeah. Version is super old and long and can be difficult to find. The most of the 80s version is one of... Okay, see, I didn't even know that much about it, Lily. I've only think I've heard of the 2003 version. Why is it censored so much? A short trip around, like, the perfect way to spend some time. You could listen to music, eat snacks, and enjoy the open road. No matter what you thought about things, the morning when you were due to leave arrived. It was cooler than usual, the sun barely peeking over the tops of their houses. You stood outside your house on the footpath near the road, waiting for Cove. Oof. You yawned loudly, covering your mouth with the back of your hand. Mornings were always a struggle. Like they could have chosen the gender male, female, binary, and the name Cove would work for them all. Flora. Preach. That is 100% true. I don't know if it's just like art, like the art. I don't know why they didn't do that, honestly. They should have. As much as I love Cove and I love this game. Which was censored, non-binary, NB or NB, because NB is a racist term meaning non-black or in a hateful manner. Yes, yeah, I've heard that NB for non-binary is the proper way because of that, to address people. It was the full-out written non-binary that just got blocked in my chat. Or was it something else? Ebony is spelled out like that to differentiate from NB's meaning. Yeah, no, I got you. It was that, and then in another one it was gay. They're just the word gay, which I can see that like big people go like, oh, that's so gay or whatever in an offensive way, but it was just like the word gay was blocked. In another chat I was in, it was saying it was like some other LGBTQIA term. Yeah. Well, I think I just permitted it, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It happens weirdly and infrequently, but it's been happening in a lot of chats I've been a part of, because I am a part of a lot of the LGBTQIA chat communities, so on Twitch. I don't know. It's weird. He had organized all sorts of things. Water bottles, snacks, and who knows what else. Oh, go Cove. Cove insisted he had everything under control and didn't need help. At least you could rest easy knowing that it was all taken care of. As you waited, you glanced over Cove's car. You knew it well. It used to belong to Mr. Holden, and when Cove had learned to drive it, passed to him. His dad had taken the opportunity to get a newer one. It was pretty old at this point, but had served both of them well so far. You just hoped it had enough life left in it to survive a trip as long as the one you were embarking on. The slam of a door closing made you jump. You snapped back to focus and saw Cove was walking towards you. He dusted his hands off on his pants and tilted his head towards the car. That's it. Ready to go? Yeah, I'm ready. He smiled and stepped aside, giving you space to situate your own bag where you wanted it. Once everything was safely inside, he glanced back at you.
All right.
America censored certain things in Asteroid because of different things. Some dumb, some not as dumb much. Oh, okay, got you. Is it like, I know in Sailor Moon, when America had Sailor Moon brought here, they like made the clearly gay Sailor Scouts and like non-binary Sailor Scouts just cousins. Oh, I laugh, but it's pain. That was a painful laugh. Yeah, I kind of understand where they're coming from when blocking gay. Still a little weird though, but I've never seen non-binary used as a slur or anything. Same. I don't know why that just got, that's why I'm saying, I was like, that is such a weird term to block. Like gay I kind of understood, but actually Astro Boy's name is even censored. Astro Boy is the American name. The original name translates to Mighty Atom. Why would they censor that? The reason being was, well, obvious, considering Japan American atoms. Oh. Oh. I got you. Well, you should get started. It's gonna be late soon. Smile and step aside, giving you space to situate your own bag where you wanted it. Once everything was safely inside, he glanced back at you. Oh. Why? Oh, I don't know why that just repeated. Woo! You gave him a high five. You hugged him. We're always going for the hug. Ah! He seemed surprised, but he chuckled and returned the gesture. It couldn't last for long, though. Time was of the essence. I'm going to just say that our character expresses love through physical contact. That's our love language, I've decided. The two of you clambered into the car and buckled up, Cove in the driver's seat and you sitting shotgun. His eyes moved to you.
Thank you.
Thanks again for coming on this trip with me. Hey, I'm doing this for me, too. It'll be fun. After checking the mirrors and starting the engine, you pulled out of the driveway and the trip began. With a small sigh, you got cozy in your seat and watched the familiar houses in your neighborhood pass by. Actually, Mighty Atom was named after the bomb to make a good thing out of a bad event to create peace. It even involved in the plot at one point. Interesting. Weird, like, governmental peace thing are so weird. Oh my god, it just got blocked again for hostility, Flora. I just want you to know. It blocked, the specific words it blocked is queer and gay. And that's not hostile. How is that hostile? I'm gonna have to, like, explicitly allow terminology that is LGBTQIA2+ on my freaking channel because Twitch keeps blocking it. What is that? What the hell is that? That is... It didn't even block homophobic. It didn't block homophobic. It blocked queer. I'm sorry, as a queer content creator, that's offensive. Like... Excuse me? Oh god, I'm gonna go off. I am sorry. But Japan is pretty homophobic, so the queer sailors weren't explicitly gay in the original, but it was heavily implied, and they never referred to them as cousins. Could also be your moderation settings. It's not, Jackie. I am very careful about my moderation settings. And moderation's like pretty low. This is the first time this has happened so much on my stream. This is very weird. But I've been seeing this happen more and more. I wonder if Twitch did like an update or something. Yeah, I've heard that about Japan, which is very sad and unfortunate and upsetting. But it was heavily implied, yeah. So I guess that makes sense for why America just ran with them being cousins. But they changed lines. That is just so funny. Sailor Moon. I love Sailor Moon. Okay. With a small sigh, you got cozy in your seat and watched the familiar houses in your neighborhood pass by. Cove reached over to turn on the radio. A crackle of static mist with the odd snippets of song filled the car as he flipped through the station. Mr. Holden's car was in good condition, but it was well older. There was no way to plug in a phone to play music, so the radio had to do. Eventually, he settled on Top 40 station before setting back and resting his both hands on the wheel. Is this okay? Yeah, you know what I like. Yeah, it works. You're fine. Can I change it? I'd rather have it off. Yeah, you know what I like. How could I forget? Cove remembers everything about it. He smiled happy with the answer. Actually, multiple other Tsukuna works as non-bribing trans characters. That's cool. I think the most explicit reference to Uranus and Neptune's relationship was the one the other ones wondering among themselves, do you think they're that kind of friend? True, and the fact that they like live together and like some of the poses that they have, the body language I feel like indicates a little bit more than friends. One of my favorite non-binary characters in Asteroid is a cute robot kid named Denku. He smiled happily with the answer. Time flew by, and with it the scenery outside your window became more and more unfamiliar. It was a little fluttery being alone in the car with Cove for so long. There was nowhere else you would have rather been. Every now and then you look over and sneak a glance at him, wondering what he was thinking about. Eventually Cove broke the silence, clearing his throat softly before he spoke. It's been too long since you and I have spent time with my mom. I know she still comes to the neighborhood sometimes, but it's not even once a year. I'm always going to hers. I'm happy the two of us are doing this. Yeah, me too. But speaking of your mom and trips, remember the time she took us on that crazy drive all across town? He shook his head at the memory, his laughter clear and bright. Oh, I remember. I kept worrying about papers and shoes while you were having a blast. That was an amazing night. I wonder what I was thinking. Shh, I was dumb. He smiled quietly to himself, clutching the wheel a little more confidently. With a crinkling of his eyebrows, a look of nostalgia crossed over Cove's features. Mom always knew how to make things memorable. I can't deny that. Silence slowly crept back into space, both of you thinking back on that night and all the memories you had of it. Your elbow resting on the windowsill, you gazed out at the world that was slowly coming to life as the morning rolled on by. The sun climbed higher in the sky. Luckily, the sunbeams weren't going right in your eyes. Hey, do you mind reaching back for me? Cove gave you a sidelong glance as he drove, indicating with a nod of his head and a tiny smile. I want some chips, the salt and vinegar ones. Ooh, those are yummy. That's a great flavor. Right? Eat whatever you want to. I brought a bunch of everything. Cove, feeding us. That is the way to a person's heart. Stretching out the seatbelt to give yourself space, you twisted in your spot and reached into the bag, holding the snacks. It took a bit of effort to sort through the collection of goodies stuffed inside, but eventually the bag of chips crinkled beneath your fingers as you pulled them back out and sat in your seat. Here! Thanks. Do you mind opening it? His eyes lit up at the prospect of snacks, and you shook your head in amusement, popping the top of the bag open. You poured a few chips in hand, you held the bag open to him. Want me to feed them to you? I feel like that might scandalize poor Cove, so I'll just pour them in his hand. Cove held out his hand while trying to rest the urge to look at what he was getting. You did your best to have the chips fall into his palm, but some ended up on the floor. Thanks. After that, you rolled up the top of the bag and stowed the chips safely in the back again. When you turned to the front, it was to find Cove crushing the fistful of chips into his mouth, crunching loudly. Sam, I know you worked his hands rapidly before gripping the wheel. You're like a little kid. You laughed at that. How can you eat that much? I'm impressed. I'm gonna laugh because he's been doing that since he was a child. You couldn't stop the amused sound that escaped you, and when Cove raised a questioning eyebrow, you simply shook your head. The hours drifted by much the same way as that, with the two of you snacking and chatting as the day stretched on. It was fairly calm and quiet traveling along the open road, and you found little in the way of interruptions. At one point, you passed a Welcome to Nevada sign, and Cove gave a tiny cheer. He was in disbelief that the two of you were seriously all the way in another state like this. Eventually, you had to stop for gas and made a detour at the small diner to grab a proper meal that didn't consist of chips and candy. After refueling both of the car and your stomachs, the drive was back on, just as the sun began dipping beneath the horizon and bathing the sky in a wash of orange light. Cove informed you that there wasn't too much longer left to go. You were almost there. You took shifts driving. The route was fairly straightforward, and you had enough practice with driving to feel comfortable doing so. When night eventually fell in the blanket of darkness, the drive finally came to an end. Cove pulled into the parking lot of Kira's apartment building, the glow of the car lights disappearing as he turned off the engine and let out a heavy sigh.
Huh.
We made it. We're here. The two of you exchanged tired smiles, having successfully and safely completed one half of the trip. You were relieved to have actually arrived and eager to get out of the car and stretch your legs. You took the stairs up to the building together. After a knock, you were abruptly met by a flash of green hair as Kira opened the door and immediately took her son into her arms. Jackie's your MILF. How'd she get prettier? Cliff got more handsome and Kira got prettier. What the frick is this? She's freaking gorgeous. Oh my god, she got hard. Right, Jackie? How is that possible? Oh my god, is Kira single? She is a MILF. She is a MILF. And she is single, technically, I think. There he is, my gigantic baby boy. I can't read anymore. She squeezed him for a moment and then pulled back so she could examine his face. Are you even taller than the last time I saw you? Cove gave a look and rolled his eyes amusedly as she patted the tops of his shoulders proudly. You say that every time I'm here. It doesn't even make sense right now. My last visit wasn't that long ago. Kira simply laughed before letting him go fully and ushering the two of you into her apartment. Then she turned to you, a wide grin pulling at her lips. Devin, it's so nice you came along with. As a bonus, you've both arrived in one piece. It's good to see it's good to see you, Kira. It's been too long. You can have Cove. I'll be his stepmom. I like that. Kira beamed at you both. This family bred an attractive son, which I guess makes sense that they're both super attractive. Kira beamed at you both. While you would have loved seeing nothing more than to settle down and rest after your drive, you could see she wasn't going to let you go that easily. So, how was the trip? I admit I was just a pinch of worried. I appreciate it. It's alright. You felt fussing was unnecessary. You let Cove answer that. We barely made it. Cove gave you a dry look, a small smile tilting his lips. We handled it just fine. Kira clapped her hands together, the bracelets around her wrist jingling. I'm so proud. I can hardly believe how mature you both are. Where did all those smarts come from? Cove ran a hand over his hair with an awkward chuckle.
I don't know.
Maybe I got some from my parents. His mom looked at him deeply, her eyes glistening as she shook the sentimentality off with a wave of her hand. You have to be half asleep already, huh? I don't want to keep you up much longer. Early morning and any whoosies. How do you want to deal with the sleeping arrangement? I've only got my room and Cove's, though the living room couch isn't bad. But what if I want Cove? Fine, we can share Cove. We all want Cove, it's fine. You keep your bed, Mom. Devin can use mine and I'll sleep on the couch or the floor. Whatever's easiest. It doesn't matter for one night. Especially mine whenever I'm imagining I'm talking to Cove. Cove just is comfy. Cove is only comfy vibes. Kira gave him a skeptical look, her lips bent into a teasing grin. What? I wonder why I don't believe you'll stay on the floor when Devin is right there in your bed. Cove's mom! Cove froze in shock, his teeth turning a dark beet red. Then his eyes narrowed and he scolded her with a harsh whisper. And there was only one bed. One bed. Mama. Kira giggled to herself, but it managed both Kira and Mr. Holden, aka Cliff, ship us with Cove. I'm calling it. They ship us. Kira giggled to herself and managed to drive him an apologetic look upon seeing he was less than impressed by her teasing. They were neighbors. Sorry, baby. I'm only pointing out the obvious. You blushed. You laughed it off. You had a long day. It's cruel to tease the poor boy so late, even if it's true. Yep, she's right. That's totally what you do. You were annoyed. She knows he's sensitive. It was uncalled for. You put a hand on Cove's arm to show support. Let's laugh it off. Let's not make Cove uncomfy. Thankfully, the tension in the air dissipated as Kira and Cove chuckled along with you. I'll take the floor. I'll sleep on the couch in the living room. Thank you for letting me have the bed. I'll sleep on the couch in the living room. Cove shook his head, dismissing the idea immediately.
No.
You're the guest. Alright, I don't want to take your bed. Ooh. I don't want to take your bed. That seems rude. I'm gonna fight you on it. Well, I still don't want to take it from you, and I said it first. The two narrowed your eyes at each other stubbornly. Kira took that as her cue to step in. My house, my rules then, and you know who I have to side with. I'd like you to take the bed, Devin. You hesitated a moment, but it seemed you had to accept the hospitality. With a small sigh, you gave in. Alright. I'm gonna take a walk. Have a good rest of your stream, Birdie. Thanks for being here, Flora. Thank you again for the raid. Have a lovely walk. I probably will only go for about 10 more minutes or so for people here, because my brain is getting very tired with the reading. So I'm gonna try to get to the part where we maybe sleep in the same bed with Cove. But then I'm gonna go raid someone else. Hydrate. Thank you for. Oh, I'm out of water. Shoot. Thank you for the hydrate, Lily. Got to undo my water bottle. Ooh. Alrighty. Cool. So, would you be okay with me sleeping on the floor in the room? I'd rather be there than out in the open living room, even if there is the couch. Yeah, you can sleep there. Kira giggled softly, drawing your attention back to her. All funny stuff aside, you need to get some sleep for tomorrow. Seems like you're setting yourselves up to not get any. I know that sounds really captious, but I'm a mom. I have to say these things. Come on, we're not little kids having a sleepover. We're responsible adults, right, Devin? Yes, very responsible. No, we're not. Well, I am. Cove, though. Cove is, though I can't say the same for myself. You simply smiled at him. Maybe you should sleep in the living room after all. Oh my god, Kira. Yeah, she's really like, y'all are not gonna sleep if you're together. Kira. With a crooked smile, Cove shrugged and made a small amused sound. I'll leave it at that then. For now, just remember that the walls are thin in this apartment. If you can't settle down and sleep, I might have to separate you. Kira! We'll be good.
Marvelous.
Perfect. Kira claps her hands together, her braces softly tinkling against each other again. It's only getting later, so I better let you prepare for bed. I told you. Yeah, she really did say that. She nodded towards the hallway and gave you a small smile. I'll play hostess for a sec and show you where the bathroom is first, Devin, and where you'll be staying the night. Thank you. You hoisted your travel bag back over your shoulder and followed behind her, Kira, and down the hall. Cove shuffled along behind you, disappearing into the bedroom, while Mom had to go to the restroom. The apartment was small but nicely decorated in soft, cool colors, with plenty of artwork hanging on the walls to give it character. It was stylish and exactly what you would have expected for someone like Kira. After being shown the bathroom and wishing Kira good night, you headed into the room and found Cove already there. She can sense the underlying tension. The tension is so good. He had changed into his sleepwear for the night as well and set aside his glasses already. Looking around, you found the bedroom to look much the same as the rest of the apartment, but with small ocean elements you were sure Cove must have enjoyed when he stayed here. All in all, the room was pretty and clean, though it almost looked more like a hotel guest room than a bedroom. Cove only spent a few weeks out of the year there, so it made sense that it wasn't especially lived in. Oh, what do you think? It's pretty nice, huh? My mom always keeps it clean and everything, even when I'm not here. It's a great room! Cool, I'm glad you like it. He seemed pleased enough with the response and gave you a small smile before opening the zip on his bag. When you went back to the room, you jumped in bed and under the covers, just as Cove was shuffling into his sleeping bag on the floor. You waited until he was settled in before you flipped off the lights, and a soft glow from outside peeked through the blinds, casting shadows over the floor. You closed your eyes, blocking everything out.
Night.
Night, Devin. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. The room grew quiet as the two of you wound down for the night, and you found yourself listening to the sounds of the city outside the window. The noise out there was so different to what you were used to back home. Cars zooming past and people out having fun instead of crashing waves, and the ocean winds cocooning your house in their embrace. This feels familiar, don't you think? We've been having sleepovers for years. To be honest, it might be overt tension at this point anyways. True. I think we just need to kiss him. The next time that opportunity arises, I'm just going for it. We're just gonna make the move. It's just gonna happen. Cove mumbled quietly and rustled in his bedding, turning to face towards your location.
right?
Right? It feels like I had this view so many times. Looking up over at you, tucked into bed. He trailed off a little, and you assumed he was drifting off to sleep, too tired to continue the conversation. But then, as if a switch had been hit, he sprung up, startled at you as he shot upright in his sleeping bag. Wait a minute! Why am I always the one on the floor? What? You raised your eyebrows at him through the dark. The times I slept over at your house, you got to stay in your bed. I was your bed after all. But when it was my family hosted things, Dad always made sure you got a bed there. The words spilled out of him faster and faster, the pitch of his voice rising as the revelation spiraled. He'd say that you were the guest, so it was only right. No matter what, I've always been the one who takes the floor. Every time! This is a racket! You burst out laughing. I'm sorry, I didn't want it to be that way. Them's the breaks. You only realized that he was right. Shh, don't be so loud. You didn't know how to react. You burst out laughing. How is that only hitting you now? Don't ask me questions. My life is crumbling. I can't believe it. This is been going on for 10 years. Can't wait. He stopped suddenly, and you could see through the limited light that his eyebrows were angled in disbelief, his frown wobbly in shock. That's how it is in my family. My mom's always thought that it was more fun and comfortable for the guests to use their own sleeping things rather than strangers' beds. And in my family, the guest gets the bed because it's a good to make sure that your guests a proper place to sleep. We're opposites all along, but I never thought about it. When it looked like the situation was going to stall there, he suddenly scoffed.
It's okay.
At least we're comfortable all those times we shared a room. Aww! Even though he meant the words, he was being snarky about it. Despite looking on the bright side, he was still pouting. He sighed. I did offer to take your bed tonight, you know. Aw, Cove, I feel bad that you're unhappy. Thank you for making the sacrifice for me. Quit being a baby. You went over to cheer him up. Should we go over? Should we go over to cheer him up, Jackie? Yeah. That's what I thought. With your lips. I don't think that's going to be an option, but... Slipping out of bed, you kneel down on the floor beside him, though he promptly turned away from you and continued moping. Should we fluff his hair, or should we wrap our arms around him? Cheer him up with your lips. That's not an option. We have arms, or we have hair fluffing. Hug arms. Okay. Arms. Thinking nothing else to do, you leaned in and snuggled him into a hug, earning a grumble in response. Hi, Shadow! How you doing? How's life, Shadow? Welcome. Sorry, I'm working, but I had to answer. No, I love it. I know, we gotta break this romantic tension at some point. We need to break the romantic tension. Shadow has decreed it, yes. And took a break to working to decree it. Thinking of nothing else to do, you leaned in and snuggled him into a hug, earning a grumble in response. However, you didn't miss the blush that spread across his cheeks and stained his skin. Touch Co's butt, Jackie! Bonk, go to jail. Hi guys, hi Shadow! I hope you're working on something fun and not, stressful. No jail. Jail for you, Jackie. Alrighty, Rooney. We're making Cove blush. I'm with Jackie. Grab them cheeks. Legends aren't always hoarding jail. I've trusted the butt before in the safe for work moments. Not safe for work. Oh no, avert romantic tension. Sometimes it's comfort. I wish we were freaking pick the boyfriend option. Because maybe we could have touched the butt then. It would just be bad now because we're not dating yet. Oh no, I've said too much. You said, I really do appreciate what you did for me. Okay, you really need to stop acting like a baby now. You said nothing. Let's be nice. He made a sound of acknowledgement and you took that as a good sign. With a slight smile, he gave you a playful nudge to go back to bed, which with a small sense of satisfaction, you did. Aw, no butt touches. With a tired sigh, he flopped back down. I can make do with the floor for old time's sake. Now kiss him to appease him. Apparently we cannot. Some real humor came back to his tone. It's basically a tradition by now. Are you really sure you don't want the bed? Why don't we share? You dropped the topic for night. Let's share. Why don't we share? It's big enough.
Devin.
Devin. Someone else push him on the bed in a different moment. Lily, that's spicy. Share. Are we sharing? We are sharing if we can. Cove is perfectly still on his back, his eyes firmly fixed on the ceiling above him. I told my mom I was going to sleep on the floor. He sounded tense, though. You hadn't meant for the offer to make him so. There was a perfectly good bed in the room that you could both fit in, and besides, you liked the idea of having him close. Are you really alright with the floor? Yeah, it probably isn't a good idea right now. I'm not as dumb as I used to be. At least a little bit. If we were dating, would he have shared the bed with us? We could have had a cuddle time. You snorted with laughter and Cove chuckled, the situation lightening a little more.
Don't worry about it.
You're already doing me a big favor by coming here in the first place. Just let me do this one thing and give you the bed. No, he chickens out of your dating. Oh man, he wants to bang Shadow. Cove is a wholesome being. I don't think he has such improper thoughts going through his mind. Ever. Not with that blush. I kid. That's what I want for this trip, okay? Pursing your lips tight, you gave a small nod and admitted defeat. Alright, I'll have the bed. Thanks, Cove. He made a small noise but said no more. With an accepting sigh, you pulled the covers up under your chin and got comfortable. The next day dawned, bringing with it the sounds of birds chirping happily outside the window. You opened your eyes slowly, letting them adjust to the light as you tried to recall where you were and remembering the unfamiliar sight of Cove's second bedroom. But you can have a makeout session if you're dating during charity. Okay, Jackie, what's gonna happen is off stream, I'm gonna go back and redo all the choices so that we're now dating, but everything else will be the same. I'll just do it off stream, except for the fact we're dating. And then, or I can do it at the very end of the stream. And then we'll have that. We'll have that. Okay? Okay, sound good? Yeah. Listen to me, it's a lot of spoilers. How do we make this happen? I'll just go and I already did the save where we chose him to date him, so I'll just go back. And we'll just go back, and that will be the play. That will be the play that we use, because I, too, want the kiss options with Covey. With Cove. You open your eyes slowly, letting them adjust to the light as you try to recall where you were and remembering the unfamiliar sight of Cove's second bedroom. Let me check with Lily. Ready? Lily, anything drastically change if I go back and choose dating for any of the stuff we've already done? I'm going to guess no, which is why I'm fine doing it off stream. But if anything drastically changes, then I'll do it during stream. You had woken up on your own. You reached over to turn off the alarm you had set. Cove had nudged you awake. Rise and shine, Devin. Cove shook your shoulder and you groaned dramatically and buried your head beneath the pillow. 5 more minutes.
No way.
No way. We gotta get started. Sitting up in bed, you let out a yawn and stretched your arms above your head. You felt pretty groggy. You felt okay. You were quite refreshed. There was a lot to do and you were ready and willing to get into it and get ready for the trip home. Good morning. How did you sleep? Pretty good, thanks. You? Yeah, it was fine. You pulled yourself out of bed, grabbing a fresh change of clothes and your toiletries before heading to the bathroom. After all that, you met Cove back in his room. Or there were some drastic changes, like the fact you could invite him on the bed and you can make out with him and stuff. No, I mean like what we've already played though, Lily. Like from the opening of the summer to like now, does anything drastically change? I would have been more refreshed after cuddling Cove. Same. I don't think Cove would have been though. Yeah, but it's just the bed. Like we could have just had him on the bed. Okay. If that's the only change, then I feel okay. If everyone else is okay, I feel okay doing it off stream. After all that, you met Cove back in his room. He wouldn't have had the floor realization. Oh, well, the floor realization was kind of fun. He was sitting on the floor when you entered, sorting through a bunch of stuff in a box, determining what to bring and what to leave behind. Hey.
Hey.
Hey, can you pull out the stuff in those drawers? You nodded, though he hadn't even looked up from the text, so you knew he wouldn't have seen. Heading over to the drawers, you started the task of taking out various items and setting them on the ground in front of Cove. Oh hey, look at this. When you turned towards the sound of Cove's voice, you found him digging through one of the drawers beneath the bed.
Neat.
Here's something I definitely need to bring. Neat. Craning your head, you got a better glimpse of what he was holding. A small stack of papers. You immediately recognized the handwriting as your own. Those letters were letters you had sent him when he was away. He kept them the whole time. You don't have to hold on to this forever. I was only lending you those. I think I'll take them back now. It's adorable that you care so much for them. You started to feel emotional. Of course you should take them back. It's adorable you care so much for them. I'm gonna start crying. I won't start crying. Cove looked up at you when you sniffled quietly, seeming concerned. You wiped away the tears that were building in your eyes, feeling a little silly. Sorry. He smiled at you, his face softening. Why would you apologize? It's alright. It's wonderful. Validates me and my emotions, and we love it. No, he talks about the bed. Oh, so he... Wait, I'm confused, Lily. Thank you.
It's nice.
These are special. It was important having a piece of you with me when we were apart. I feel the same way. That's why I gave them to you. Cove smiled, pleased that the feeling was mutual, but then the expression became more amused. And did you keep the souvenirs I brought back? Of course! His grin grew to completion. Thanks. Another hour passed by in the silence, and you were happy to see you were making great progress with Cove's room, with only the closest closet left to sort through. He talks about it, gets in bed, and leaves the bed. Gotcha. Okay, I don't feel like that's a huge change, so I'm not like, oh, okay. I don't feel like that's like that big. I am having a hard time functioning brain-wise right now, so I do think that we'll pause it here since we saw the bed stuff going on. See your day, love y'all. Go support this amazing streamer. Bye!